Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? It's been a hot minute since I streamed anything by myself, but I found this game called Don't Eat the Cashier, and I think it's perfect for spooky month. Spooky romance, yes, Sharky. I hope you're fucking ready, because I'm ready. Oh, hello, Misty. Oh, hello. Are you my companion today? Hello. I have the creature. The creature has joined me. It's perfect. This stream is blessed. Are you gonna sit here and help me romance some monster boys? You cannot have the grapes. Grapes are not good for pets. Are you gonna chill? Like, are we just gonna vibe? Is it because I'm wearing something soft and cozy? Oh, hello, you're so sweet today. She was very sweet this morning, rubbing up all over me and stopping me from taking Nora for her walkies. That's no. Okay, is that? Yeah, you're not gonna fit. Okay. Are we done? Are we done with being the sweetness and stuff? Okay, anyway. I was thinking that Cole is gonna be the one to come and like disrupt everything because that's what he'd do. And he still might. We just started, so there's nothing to say that he won't also come and just absolutely mess everything up. But I was not expecting Misty. I think she's just gonna sit in the corner. And as long as she doesn't hit the surge protector, it's fine. Or, you know, anything else on the PC or anything like that. Anyway, today starts my job at a new gas station where a lot of weird shit shows up. So I hope y'all are ready. Sometimes I really wonder, how did I end up here? Not that I dreamed of a career as a neurosurgeon or an astronaut, but for crying out loud, working at a gas station? On the other hand, money is money. I sent out resumes to every conceivable and inconceivable place, applying for every position where I could somehow use my degree in art. Well, that there is probably the problem. 0 responses. I had to swallow my pride and find at least something. Human organism wanted for work at gas station. Organism's duties include selling food for mouth, silence and obedience, household tasks, obeying those who are more ancient, friendly team offers, new and old faces of friends. Wait, like friends that I have known in the past, or like, are we talking like young and mature faces? Like that's a little concerning. Long and different life. What does that mean? What do you mean? Consumption of nourishment. Juicy juices. Aw, fuck yeah. Trips to human places. You know what? This is feeling pretty great. What could go wrong here? I found this note stuck to the glass of the bus stop. Food for mouth. Seriously? The guy's got a style of his own. Apparently, the man is just an eccentric dude. Or is this their new marketing tactic to grab attention? Hi, Cleo. Honestly, yeah, they offer consumption of nourishment. So, like, how many other places can offer that? I mean, lots of fast food, but like, this is probably fine. Trips to human places sounds pretty great. Like, not a lot of jobs offer travel like that. So, and juicy juices, let's be real. That's the selling point. I love food for mouth. Or is this just his new marketing tactic to grab attention? Whatever. People often told me that I have my quirks too, and that's even if they haven't seen my fursuit. No, I'm not. No. No, that's not canonically accurate, okay? This game does not portray the life of the fish. Well, whatever. As long as he's not a complete jerk who'll hit on me or make me scrub the floors with a toothbrush. I didn't scream. I couldn't move. My brain feverishly tried to find any category for this in its database. Hallucination? Psychosis? Too many energy drinks? A typical middle manager? The monster from my nightmare stirred. Its tentacles crept closer to the counter. My god. The creature made a sound. Not from a mouth. It had none. The sound emanated from deep within its bulk. Hollow, profound bone shaking. Oh, hold on. I need to make sure that this works, and I think it's good for this. Hold on. It's worth it, chat. It's always worth it. I promise. Oh god, it's so far away.
Hello? Greetings, organism. I am Bob, the indescribable and terrifying consumer of wolves. But you, grain of sand, may call me Manager Bob.
I probably am not gonna do that every time now that I think about it, because I have to like reach across my desk to do that. I need to like reorganize my shit. No, this isn't real. I'm dreaming. I need to wake up. You will sell food for mouths and obey me, for I am ancient. Memorize the rules of this establishment, for my patience is as limited as the salary I offer you. I get salary? Or are you just saying, like, the money that you give me? Ew, that would actually be worse. Hopefully I'm hourly for this fucking place. Also, I enjoy this little gnome. This little gnome guy is very cute. He's my friend. And we're not gonna talk about whatever this is. That's just... that doesn't exist. I think. What? Rule number 1. You sell, no matter what. Chicken food for the mouth. Gremlin fuel. Noodles made from cursed souls. I just looked for my noodle. That might be what she is. She might be a noodle made from cursed souls, now that I think about it. Then when she gets really spicy, it's the souls trying to escape her system. Also gremlin fuel. I wrote on that. Lottery tickets for extra limb raffles, discount rot, ritual foil. Everything must be sold. He points directly at me with that creepy, slimy tentacle. Oh, he looks so happy. Every miserable unit of currency brings me closer to my triumphant exit from this pitiful hole. I pinched myself, but I didn't wake up. Rule number 2. Be polite to customers. Ignore bald spots and werewolf fur, and watch out for drafts when ectoplasm energetic entities are in the store. What? But don't let them get too bold. Customers are just walking containers for currency, and they should only pay in monetary units. Payment in existential dread or hair of the dead is not accepted. Many of them come here just to chat because they are idle and purposeless organisms. Your task is to make them part with their currency anyway. It is also your duty to heal organisms if they are injured using special kits. If they die, they can't give away currency. Werewolves, ectoplasm entities, and what the hell are you anyway? Excuse me, dear sir, you seem to have mentioned werewolves and ectoplasm? Trembles, silently tremble with fear. Excuse me, dear sir? My voice is as polite as possible. I managed to compress my primal, screaming panic into a tight ball and shove it deep down. Werewolves? And that's not to mention that you yourself are a giant meatball with tentacles, damn you! I shall answer your questions, curious polite organism. Werewolves and ectoplasmic entities are just a few examples of the many insignificant life forms that frequent this establishment. What unites them is that they are all slaves to consumption, just like your kind. As for my nature, I am your immediate supervisor and the guarantor of your future financial prosperity. I'm at a gas station for monsters. I got a job with Cthulhu for minimum wage. This is all you need to know. Now only I decide what I need to know. That really is all I need to know. I fear any more knowledge will surely drive me insane. For the first time, something resembling approval flickered across Bob's many-eyed face. Woos! A rare and unexpected display of the grains of wisdom that have not yet left the human species. Embrace your ignorance, let it become your shield and direct path to the status of Human Employee of the Month! And what does a Human Employee of the Month get? Do I have to work here for a whole month? No, what do I get if I get an Employee of the Month? A cash bonus of 25 cents! Yeah, that tracks. I understand that you, human, are already extremely excited about this, but that is not all! You will also have access to the Elite Manager's restroom for one full work cycle. During its use, there is only a 7% chance that you will be transported to a dimension of endless pain, suffering, and unimaginable torment. Truly generous. He suddenly places a jar in front of me on the counter. And the last rule, remember, organism, this tip container must be filled with money by the end of your wake cycle. If the bottom of the jar is visible, you will clean the sanitary rooms with this object in the dimension of absolute horrors and suffering for 2,510 years. I couldn't take my eyes off the fork, the potential tool of my eternal servitude. At this moment, my mind fully capitulated. Yes, I was hired by a multi-eyed cosmic architect, Squid. Yes, my clients will be non-humans. Yes, I'm being threatened with a fork and eternal toilet cleaning. How could anyone clean anything with a fork? The same will happen if you even think of escaping before the end of your work contract. My ocular sensorism perceives the subtlest of matters. It will detect you in any corner of this pitiful planetary sphere. Crap. I'm stuck here. I'm in a trap. Do you understand, organism? You know what, Cleo? You're right. You know, I guess at least we're getting it. You know what? He's up front, and he's letting us know that it's going to be 25 cents. We know what we're working towards. It's none of that, oh, well, if you do really good, you're going to get a better bonus. You know, thinking maybe you'll get like $1 bonus, like a, you know, an up in your pay. No, you know what you're working towards. This man is honest. We can work for him. Okay, yes, sir. Same, Cleo. Same. Acceptable. Oh. Oh, you can like scroll back with the mouse wheel? I didn't mean to do that. Oh, interesting. Okay. Acceptable. Goodbye, organism. Good luck in your currency acquisition and button pressing. Could you show me how exactly do I press the buttons? Point at the buttons on the vending machine. Yeah. I point at the sticky buttons on the vending machine. Bob's central eye looks at my finger, then at the machine, then back at my face. The creature sighs. A tentacle extends from his body with torturous slowness. With the drama of a pianist playing the last tragic notes, the tip of the tentacle presses down. Click. Bob waits expectantly. Got it. Your capacity for learning is phenomenal. This concludes the briefing. Remain as polite an organism as you are. He didn't turn around as a human would. His tentacles simply shifted his entire mass in another direction with a soft gurgling sound, and he waddled across the linoleum. Finally, he left me alone. The silence at the gas station was broken only by the hum of refrigerators containing juicy juices and the buzzing of the neon lamp above my head. I stood in the same spot, as if rooted to the ground. My breath returned to me in a sharp, uneven gasp. My hands were shaking. The tip jar, which I needed to fill to avoid ending up in a dimension of ancient horrors, still stood proudly on the counter. Okay. So, what just happened? Option 1. I've gone insane. That's the most logical conclusion. Prolonged stress from job hunting, malnutrition, nerves, anxiety, a disrupted sleep schedule. My brain just malfunctioned. Yes, that's it. I'm gonna wake up on my couch in my dingy rented apartment. I pinched myself again, and nothing. I scanned the room once more. It smelled of gasoline and old coffee. It was still absurdly real. And that meant everything he said, it was all true. Werewolves, vampires, tips, the fork. A hysterical mix of laughter and a scream of terror welled up in my throat, but I held it back. I needed to get through this. I needed to... Oh no. Don't tell me that's the first customer. Bells? What the hell? Sup? Shit! What the hell did this- where the hell did this clown come from? It took great effort not to look away from those red eyes burning in the pitch black darkness. Is he amused? Is he wondering if I'm tasty? Bob didn't exactly give any guarantees that I wouldn't get devoured at work. My brain, still recovering from the encounter with Bob, was frantically trying to figure out how to break this ringing silence. You can't just appear with the sound of a creepy piano, sir! Isn't it strange that I work at a gas station for a couple of bucks, yet you are the one who wears the jester's hat? Good evening, sir. What would you like to purchase? Please, don't eat me! I'm just a miserable, tasteless cashier! Yeah, isn't it strange that I work at a gas station for a couple of bucks, yet you are the one who wears the jester's hat? That's quite witty. That's the first joke I've heard in this wonderful place, and it wasn't disappointing. Don't worry about... I don't know if I mentioned this. This is an itch.io, whatever, game there. It's not on Steam. This is the first time I've ever encountered and worked with Itch.io, so this is interesting. Also, I think it was for a game jam sort of thing, or something like that, so... Don't worry about any grammatical stuff. It's so amusing that I might not turn your It's so amusing that I might not turn your cash register into you and you into the cash register. Yeah, I discovered this game via Instagram Reels. I saw that it was a visual novel, and I was like, cool. I saw that there were dating. This is a dating sim, by the way. Fun fact. This is a dating sim. And then I saw the dateable characters and went, I don't need to know anything else. I'm here. This is for Spoopy Month, and I'm fucking here. I'll turn that down a smidge bit. You're not going to do what? I'd also rather not become a cash register, thank you. I still need to sell a lot of juicy juices today. Yes, let me just use the cash register for its intended purpose. What would you like to purchase? Why wouldn't it be? Just wait, Cleo. Just fucking wait. Fun fact, this is a dateable character. The Jester, you can date. I'd also rather not become a cash register, thank you. I still need to sell a lot of juicy juices today. And even in the face of existential transformation, you're still talking about your duty. Your juicy duty. But have you considered the opinion of the cash register itself? You have a unique opportunity to do so. Just one word. I don't want to know what the cash register might tell me, considering everything it's seen and how sticky it is. My god, another crazy person with a strange way of speaking. And it seems he's in the mood for a chat. Is this date everything again? No, as far as I know, there's only 3 dateable options. But I think there are other customers that come through, so we're gonna see together. So, what is a beautiful lady like you doing in such a dreadful, dirty island of misfortune? Or rather, What is a place like this doing with such a beautiful lady as you? Oh my god, what a charmer! Oh wait, where are my manners? I suppose I must introduce myself. I have many names, most of which are not fit to be spoken in the company of a lovely lady. The nicest I've heard is the Mad King. Oh yeah, we're definitely in the Cthulhu dimension. This is the old god. A title I plan to pass from me to myself for the coming centuries. However, my mortal mother named me Darren. Now, may I have your hand? Oh, hello, Jade! You're not the one I expected! Are you gonna go sit in the window? Yeah, that's a good spot for you. Sorry, my mother told me not to offer my hand to strangers, or any other parts of me. Sir. Oh, your highness. What do I do, chat? What do I do? Yes, hello to the kitten. I was told not to offer parts of myself to people. He bursts into genuine booming laughter. Your mother was truly a wise woman. A masterful stroke of self-preservation. I haven't been rebuffed so delightfully in, well, at least a century. Others prefer to use enchanted swords and pitchforks. Yes, my hands are offered to my sweet little pets in my room, because they haven't eaten me yet. My skinwalker still loves me, to my knowledge, so it should be safe. They forget that words can wound too. But perhaps I can still melt your heart. I have an eternity for that. Literally. May I know your name? My name is Diana. I'm also a queen, the queen of the gas station. Name's Diana, sir. I refuse to reveal my true name. Demons always do terrible things at them. My name is Diana, but my friends call me Big D. Or they would, if I had any. I mean, I feel like that's the correct answer. Do I not have like a name tag? I mean, I guess it's the Cthulhu dimension. How many people actually care? I'm also queen. Queen of the gas station. A queen? Your Majesty. Forgive my outrageous ignorance. I did not recognize the sovereign of this noble kingdom of oil and discounted juicy drinks. You are a queen with a wonderful sense of humor. As am I. There's nothing better for subjects than rulers who appreciate a good joke. Many believe that absolute power makes a ruler's sense of humor more sadistic. But as far as I'm concerned, they just never had a good, entertaining time impaling people. I humbly bow before you, your Majesty of the Midnight Shift. Sorry I didn't send envoys ahead. You'll have to be escorted out of the kingdom. I grant you my royal pardon. I wish to vassalize you. About our selection. I grant you my royal pardon. A pardon from the lips of the queen herself. How my wounded soul rejoices. I am redeemed, reborn in the light of your mercy. This act of mercy will be sung by the poets of my realm, those who can still rhyme, rather than just wallow in alcoholic oblivion. You know, my company has an especially interesting effect on the artistic types, as I've discovered. Nothing surprising there. It seems I've gone mad myself. Or halfway there. Maybe it happened around the time I decided to become an artist. I'm gonna... boop. Nice. Quick saving, because I feel like saves are gonna be really good in this place. Doesn't strike me as Faye, so telling him your name shouldn't be dangerous. There's plenty of other reasons that would be dangerous, though. Yeah, but you know, it's a dating game. It's fine. We gotta play like a little coy and like be a little hard to get, but then like also give him like a couple of crumbs, because who knows? Maybe this isn't terrible. Maybe this isn't a really bad idea. I am indeed exchanging silly jokes with some mysterious, toothy entity as if it's nothing. Maybe I just adapt to this new profession really quickly? Or perhaps I had a stash of nurse's steel in a bag? I can't shake the feeling, though, that this clown is about to explode himself. Or blow me up. I feel like my brain is turning to jelly. And I don't understand when we'll finally get to the point. Actually, it's not all that bad. Maybe I've just been spoiled by all those mangas about sinister and tragic monsters. Though the only tragic thing about this client so far is his tragic unwillingness to buy my discount rod. So, let's finally get to the purpose of my visit. Finally. It's completely unknown to me. Oh, for crying out loud. There's nothing interesting in this assortment of this pathetic shack except for you, so I'm buying your time. Let's have dinner. I'm sure you must be hungry. Oh no. Allow me to create a more pleasant atmosphere for us. I still have my gnome buddy! Praise the goat mother? Yes. Praise the goat mother if we're talking about, why can I never remember what it is? Goat mommy! From the other dating, I can never remember what it's called. I'm terrible. It's a streamer brain, I tell you. It doesn't allow me to remember anything. I'm shivering from a gust of icy wind. He just teleported half of my gas station to a radioactive dump. Or a radioactive dump to my gas station? And the jar is gone. My freaking jar! Put it back the way it was, and the jar! Looks like my rental apartment, but it seems to smell less now. What a wonderful place for dinner. Radioactive cockroaches on the menu? Of course, a local delicacy, pan-fried in their own radioactive juices to preserve the flavor. Crispy on the outside, still alive on the inside. They grant you the most thrilling superpowers. However, I can't go long without familiar landscapes. Already ruined lands make me melancholic because all of the fun has happened without me. Disgusting. Allow me. What is that? What is that? I kind of love it, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Also, what's this box with a pig? Huh. This is interesting. This is something seemingly less radioactive. Amazingly, I haven't thrown up yet. It feels like I've been flushed twice through an interdimensional toilet. I clear my throat. It seems like I'm sitting at a table. Much better, don't you agree? Couldn't be better. It's beautiful here, and strange. Is this your home? The words of a true poet, Diana. My two favorite categories, strange and beautiful. Yeah, sucker for love. Thank you, Cleo. Goddamn, I don't know why I can't fucking remember the name of that game. Like, as soon as we played it, like, the names and everything go out, but like, I remember the similitude for Goat Mommy. That's the part that matters. This place is much more than a home. It's my cage, and my greatest canvas for creativity. Every ugly tree, every mad toad, he does look very amgy. That is a very amgy toad. Every eye-bearing mushroom, it's all a piece of me. A marvelous place, except when the rocks grow legs and start running. Including those that people make their homes out of. And now you're a part of this place too. Isn't it wonderful? I'm slowly getting used to the landscape. The fireflies here are quite charming. But it'd be better without that frog with a human face. The frog notices me too. It lets out a sad croak and then looks at me with an expression of deep existential despair. Point at the frog with a human face. Who is that? That's Lori, one of the brave souls who dared to challenge my authority. My dear friend, who once walked the path of adventure. However, he didn't foresee the possibility of being turned into a frog in a whim. He even tried to wield a sword with his tiny froggy legs, fought to the end, a true warrior. Now, however, his foes are mosquitoes and bigger frogs. Tell me, dear, does he bother you? His little existential froggy crisis, I mean. Is it ruining the ambiance? He looks at me with an interested expression. Hold on, I don't want to make a decision yet. What exactly did Lori do? Yes, please disintegrate him. Can you remove him gently? He suffered enough. No, I wanted to watch! I don't mind, Lori. You don't mind? Excellent. I think he really sets the tone for the whole clearing, aesthetically. A living monument to the consequences of poor life choices. Lori, did you hear that? The lady grants you a stay of execution. You may continue your pitiful mosquito-infested existence. So, dinner. I'm sure you must be starving. Traveling between realities must be exhausting. This looks strange. It smells delicious. Meat with honey? And next to the meat, a purple soup, possibly made from a less fortunate cashier. Whether the food is poisonous or not, if I refuse, His Highness might turn me into a frog too. So I pick up a fork from the table. And this is the most delicious thing I've ever tasted. It's 100 times better than these cheap instant noodles I usually buy in supermarkets. Even the fact that I'm currently in some other universe surprisingly doesn't seem to harm my appetite. It seems you enjoy our cuisine. My chefs have always managed to cook well on those occasions when I notice it. I assure you, you won't regret this dinner. At least, not for the first half hour after the meal. Yes, thank you. You're very kind. This is the best purple ghoul in my miserable life as a miserable cashier. Why are you doing all this? The dinner, the teleports, all that? Thank you for the food on my plate not staring back at me. Why are you doing all this? Why? What a delightfully pointless question, even by my standards. I do it because I can. I do it because the alternative is crushing, gray, predictable boredom. Boredom, boredom, boredom. I brought you here, Diana, because for the first time in a very, very long time, you are not boring. Because you fear me less than my subjects do, and you can hold a meaningful, albeit questionable, conversation, unlike my subjects. Believe me, when the interlocutor's mind is as sturdy as wet paper, all the joy of conversation quickly evaporates. Stay silent. I nod meaningfully, chewing on the mysterious sourced meat. Best not to delve into this. I poke at the food with my fork and watch the peculiar scenery from the corner of my eye. A silence hangs between us that might even be called cozy. Were I under heavy narcotics? Don't ask silly questions, Return Annie. What's your favorite animal? Glad you asked. It's right here on our plate. Just kidding, but I do need some time to think. Let's see. The riding flea has its own charms. Very disgusting ones. Carnivorous butterflies are beautiful, but they're dumb and noisy. And as we know, only what's empty inside makes a noise. Or what's in my head. It's always ringing. I think it's a dog. It loves its owner with all its heart, whether they're a saint or a serial killer. It doesn't notice the difference. It lives in a constant joyful state of blissful ignorance and misplaced enthusiasm. A creature that finds endless joy in the utterly meaningless. It's truly inspiring. Dogs are the jesters of the animal world, and I adore them for it. Especially the small, wrinkly ones. And what about you? I think he's describing you. Cats. To them, we're probably the jesters. Oh, indeed. They are the true rulers of this reality, tiny, furry gods of apathy and disdain, and we are their obedient, foolish caretakers. But I've been lucky enough to escape their tyranny and instead enjoy my own, and feed those around me. I return to my meal, and just as I chew another bite, I hear His Highness's voice. By the way, how does the meat taste? Is the human flesh tender enough? My fork freezes halfway. Why the hell is there human flesh on my plate? Swallow with difficulty. Yes, thank you. Quite tender. Not as tasty as the one I had the day before yesterday. Chew while looking him in the eye. You're the law here. Yes, thank you. Quite tender. And while most ladies would faint or have a fit, you mind your manners. Charming. But don't worry, my little polite porcelain doll. It's just venison. As far as I can tell by taste, not very intelligent. It's definitely not Timmy, our carpenter, who unexpectedly disappeared near the large kitchen cauldron, perfectly sized to fit in it. Definitely not. I've personally issued several decrees related to cannibalism, perhaps even concerning its prohibition, but that's beside the point. I rarely have visitors, and I'd like to tell you about other interesting guests. After all, it's the most fascinating thing I can share with you. For a place where mushrooms with eyes grow, it can be incredibly dull here. Shadows in the clearing thicken and stir. They detach from the gnarled trees, rising up from the ground like black ink, and spread across the wall. Dancing and intertwining, they prepare to perform at their master's whim. Behold, this incredibly crooked castle, my dear. Crooked to the point of absurdity, sadly. In reality, its curves look far more aesthetic, but give the creators some leeway for expressiveness. Many brave and not-so-bright souls have tried to conquer this terrifying, dark, eerie, crooked castle. So many that it became even more crooked. You see, the dreadful monster living in there never liked being distracted from its important duties. Terribly important duties, like having long, deep conversations with its own reflection, or concocting recipes with raisins. Oh my god, the horror! What a terrifying monster. So far, the scariest thing in this story is the presence of raisins. Yes, you do understand. They are a real horror, aren't they? Tiny, shriveled bits of deception. They pretend to be sweet, but they're just made to ruin. They ruin lovely cookies, ruin family photos. They have no place in civilized society. Oh, how I understand them. The monster was a tyrant, a menace. He sowed chaos and disorder, mostly on purpose. He had countless opportunities for her creativity and wasn't afraid to use them. He made some people believe they were pigeons, and others that they were grains. He wouldn't allow his best servants to have windows, fearing that the moon and both suns would get envious and want to take them away, and he demanded they seal the gaps in the doors well. He locked wizards who came to him for magical gifts in a giant laboratory and promised them power if they invented a kettle that could boil everything except water. Who won, the pigeons or the grain? Did they eventually invent the kettle? Invent it? Oh, they did much more. After 11 years of failed prototypes, a few explosions, and chemicals running away on their own legs, they succeeded. The kettle could boil even bright memories, but not water. Water would instantly freeze, explode, and file for divorce. I immediately rewarded them with a new invention idea, a cup with a sealed top and without a bottom. Let's see how they handle that. But I digress. But behold, a ray of light in the dark kingdom, the first hero, Sir Lore, the righteous in all his clanging, self-important duty. He took a knee to rest briefly because the weight of his righteousness was bad for the health of his poor back. Following rumors spread by the same monsters, he fought his way through the monsters' loyal subjects to... By the way, where did he even find them? Most of my subjects are too busy contemplating the color of suspenders for their suspenders, or lamenting their fate. I cherish them in their imperfection. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They were probably the most restless of them. Every story needs minions. In any case, our hero descended into the Grotto of Despair. The Grotto of Tentacles? Imagine the most sinister name you can conjure. The Grotto of my parents' disappointment in me. The Grotto of Kidney Stones. Grotto of Despair sounds about right. indeed is a place where one can so wonderfully despair. Let's not get sidetracked. Into the Grotto of Despair, our hero descended to retrieve an artifact capable of defeating the Monster King. The Ring of Incredible Power. A bit shoddily crafted, but I assure you, it looks more aesthetic in real life. Like the little smiley face. However, the brave knight didn't know that the incredible power of the ring lay in its 440-pound weight. That was its only magical property. The only incredible thing about this ring was its incredible stupidity and uselessness. The realization that he spent weeks of his life on a divinely heavy paperweight and the sudden crushing thought that he would have to become a baker instead of a hero just to get some sleep. Well, it broke his poor, noble mind. Not that his mind was ever intended for serious burdens. Yes, to hell with you, knight! Not meaningfully, waiting for him to continue. So the knight perished. But then along came Elmer Eagle-Eye. They say he earned his nickname by escaping from an enemy fortress. On the third day of his captivity, he noticed that his prison cell was lacking the fourth wall. Oh boy. An archer of legendary skill who tried to kill me with a precise shot. Constantly. During breakfast, while bathing, at balls, during sleep, and even while I was devising a plan to get rid of him. The audacity! I hate just killing them. Turning them into madmen is much more fun. And I bestowed a little curse upon the elf as well. I made it so that every time he drew his bowstring, he'd hear the most annoying melody to his ears. Elmer was a terrible racist. He hated dwarves. So naturally the melody became the national anthem of the dwarves, playing in a loop by a bagpipe orchestra. The pure rage it provoked derailed his aim every time. Eventually, he stormed the castle, dropped his bow, and begged for a job at my court in exchange for changing the song to anything else. He was desperate, and I was a villain. Everything aligned incredibly well. Now he's my royal huntsman. The dwarf march is replaced with a lively elven sea shanty, and let no one dare accuse me of being callous and heartless. Now he has a salary, good food, clothing, entertainment, and a full guarantee of non-dismemberment. You missed the opportunity to change the dwarf national anthem to dwarf serenades. Diana, where were you before? Hoarse odes and comparisons to long stalactites, endless rhymed verses about the shine of a beloved's beard. It's a refined, devilish thing. Why didn't I think of it myself? To torment a man not with sounds of war and patriotism, but with the clumsy, heartfelt caterwauling of a species he despises, turning a love song into an instrument of pure, heart-wrenching agony. Brilliant. Well, I'll steal your idea for the future. And finally, the witch. A classic giant hat under which you could easily fit another witch. She tried a different approach, seduction. She attempted to charm me, to gain my trust, to become my spouse. A fatal miscalculation. She didn't consider the fact that I never trusted big hats, or people, especially when both come hand in hand. And those who wear suspenders and a belt at the same time. A person who doesn't even trust their own pants certainly doesn't earn the trust of His Highness. Then again, I don't trust His Highness either. I don't trust myself, especially the left side of my brain, especially on Thursdays. But back to hats. Hats don't evoke any particular feelings in me. No love, no hate, not even mild annoyance. Really, I suggest you quickly develop a strong opinion about them. They say it's a highly entertaining hobby, and useless, like any good hobby. Meanwhile, the witch was quite overt in her murderous intentions, jingling with all her concealed weapons. Why does a witch need so many hidden blades? She must have been very bad at witchery. In any case, she now resides in my dungeon. And you see, I haven't decided what to do with her yet. Her fate is a blank slate, a story yet to be written. So, I offer you the pen. I simply adore random choices. Give me yours, Diana. What punishment befits her?
What? Does he really want me to decide what to do with a real person? Can I even save her? And does it matter what I choose? Everything here follows his whims anyway. But as long as I play the circus monkey, I have a chance to get out of here alive. Maybe I should just entertain him? Damn, what should I do? I think the craziest thing would be to spare her. No one would expect that. Turn her into a hat, a small one. Yeah, do that one. Turn her into a small hat.
The one who lived by a big hat shall become a small hat. The irony is so absurd, it's beautiful. So be it. Let her be a small cap of eternal regret. So angry! She tried to get into my head, and now she can barely cover it. A brilliant sentence.
Something's missing from this tale. You never told me about the monster itself.
Dear, who cares about these monsters anyway?
I do. If monsters are the muck, then I'm the pig, you see? Yeah, sure.
Oh, eloquent. All right, I must admit, this will be my first performance like this.
Darren sounds a bit bewildered, it seems.
Allow me to just toss my mind up and see how it lands. You see, the monster was originally much more modest and less majestic. But we all have to start somewhere, right? Then my head suddenly became a bit crowded. First whispers, then arguments, then full-fledged discussions that had to be participated in and involved inanimate objects. Guests in a jar doors, closets, even cookie jars. Every container a potential foe, and I was surrounded by containers. To be fair, sometimes they told funny stories. But why was I afflicted with a curse? Pondering it drives me mad, even more so.
It seems the question was meant for me. Were you cursed for arrogance, greed? Did you touch a cursed artifact? Maybe some ring of yours? Does your family have anything in common with the Habsburgs? Did you touch a cursed artifact?
Dear, I'm afraid you've confused cause and effect. It's I who drive rings mad, not the other way around. Any poor innocent artifact I happen to touch might start screaming uncontrollably, or trying to ask those around it about the meaning of their lives. No, I'm afraid it's a bit more banal. It's all about rotten blood. Too pure, I beg your pardon. My great-grandfather issued a decree forbidding death from old age, and a distant aunt believed a colony of sentient mold was living in her walls, claiming her inheritance. But I always thought that I would be spared this fate. I had to be temporarily isolated to avoid embarrassing guests at royal balls with the young prince pointing at noble lords and saying, "Ha, the gnomes finally got out from under my bed." What a misfortune for the entire family, except for those in line for the throne before me. My death would have solved many problems for my family, and indeed, many of my own problems too. I made a decision. We made it, to be precise. There was always a whole council of us by then. However, chaos had other plans. A god, a goddess, a cosmic clerical error, I don't know. Something ancient and terribly bored found itself a new source of entertainment. It offered me a throne, my own corner of reality to rule, where the fragments of my mind would become the laws of the land. No more restrictions, or pants for my subjects if I wished. My subjects, at first, they disagreed, but then they came to terms. Or their minds changed to fit the new realities. And here I am. A dramatic silence ensues. Perhaps I'm the first to hear this story in the centuries of his existence. I must choose my next words carefully. Will you give me a tip? I really sympathize with you and all your multiple personalities. So you're still in a cage? It must be rather lonely here. How can you just lock a family member in a tower? It's unthinkable. So you're still in a cage? It must be rather lonely here. No, cages. More like a playground with surprisingly silent infants. But I don't blame them. I have the best shovel. It's no wonder I embarrass them so much. Or maybe it's because I love to create explosions. Tell me, have you ever been exploded? Or no, don't tell me. Let it be a surprise. Do you really sympathize with someone who dragged you into his dimension to tell silly stories and feed you purple goo? People never cease to amaze me.
Tooch. Following a strange impulse, I reach out to his hand resting on the table. His gaze slowly follows my movement, lowering to our hands. This time, no commentary. Instead, his thumb begins to trace patterns on the back of my hand, with surprising tenderness. The shadows finally dissolve into nothingness. I just turned a living being into a hat, or rather, I became the catalyst for it. I wonder what kind of nightmares are warranted in such a case.
I'm afraid royal duties await me. Our time is up. I shall send you back, Diana.
I rise from the chair. And suddenly I feel him press against my back. One of his hands grips me just above the crook of my elbow, while the other gently rests under my chin, tilting my head back until my ear is just a couple of centimeters from his lips.
But don't think for a second that this is goodbye. It was merely an overture.
His voice, usually so mocking and calm, now sounds eerily sinister. Hello, Sumi! Yeah! A cold thumb lightly strokes the line of my jaw. This would be who you choose! I wouldn't necessarily say he's a villain, but he's exactly your type. I try to suppress a shiver.
You are a very interesting, incredibly curious guest. Possibly the most curious one I've had in centuries. And I've found that I don't want our acquaintance to end here. It's terribly unfair that you've learned a couple of my secrets and revealed so few of yours, isn't it?
I can't tell whether he's flirting or threatening. Both, perhaps?
A bird trapped in a cage of bills, failures, and endless anxiety. How high could you fly once the cage is opened? Your shift will end, the sun will rise, and you'll want to head home, perhaps on something more elegant than a bus, maybe in a carriage of polished bones. We will meet again, Diana, very, very soon, and next time, I won't let you go so quickly.
I squeeze my eyes shut. Oh my god, that's just one! That's one! There's two more! The light is blinding even with my eyes closed. So unusual after all this darkness. The jar is full of money. It was all worth it. That's good. Greetings, organism. How is your work progressing? I see the first transaction was successful. Acceptable. This still doesn't save you from the threat of cleaning sanitary facilities, but it's a wonderful starting point for your entire tiny life. Even more than successful, the client tried to fill an entire station with money, probably due to extreme affection for you, organism. Oh my god. He said he was paying for my time. He thinks my time is fucking worth it. Unfortunately, the terms of the intergalactic treaty do not allow such actions. Tips exceeding the amount sent by the council by approximately that fucking amount were disintegrated, to my great regret. To my regrets as well. So a mad god from another world likes me? In some sense, that's probably worse than not being liked at all. The very first client sent me to another dimension and nearly turned me into a cash register. Can I quit? Work is going well, sir. Excellent. Maintain this level of productivity. You may be rewarded with an additional 5-minute feeding break if you can find food. Rejoice in my generosity. Continue working. I am experiencing a positive emotional reaction. I am proud of you, and I will be even prouder if you acquire even more currency. Your tactic of a adjusting carefree organism is clearly paying off. Goodbye, Mr. Manager. Your tentacles shine particularly beautiful at this time of day. Your comment regarding the shine of my appendages is noted, organism. Look at his little
Woo blush.
We're not dating the blob. Compliments from you.
Yeah, we're doing really good. Our manager really likes us.
The secret is a meticulous regimen of polishing them with void bib okay slime. Bib-buck slime. Goodbye. He slaps across the floor to his office. As soon as Bob's rhythmic wet slaps fade away, a deep silence descends on the station. One moment, I'm in a surreal forest dining on purple goo with Mad God, a god who liked me so much that he offered me a ride back to his world in a carriage made of bones. I mean, hey, if he wanted to, he would. Like, you know? If he wanted to, he would. And he wants to fill a gas station with money for my time. Am I supposed to say no? The next moment, I'm being praised by a multi-eyed tentacled monster. Hello, Bat! Welcome to Spooky Insanity. I think the Jester, I think Darren is gonna be the, like, craziest of them. The other ones, we're gonna see. I think this game can potentially cover some, like, heavier topics, so that is something to keep in mind. But other than that, everything's going good so far. Maybe these are all just my deathbed hallucinations. I'm going insane. Some part of me enjoys these mad adventures. God, give me back my bills, my noodles, my arguments with strangers on the internet. Absolutely not. I'll take mad adventures. I'm an adrenaline junkie. Disgusting. Now I have to deal with that too. In the midst of my contemplation, terrifying sounds emanate from my boss's office. Unfair bills, unacceptably large numbers. Of course, what else could upset him? So much, if not that. Steps. Another visitor. This one decided to come in through the door for a change. Oh, is this a vampire? He seems unwell. I hope he doesn't knock over my shelves of shampoo with jojoba oil and delicate lilies on his way. Oh, yep, it's the boy. It's the vampire boy. He's not just unwell, he looks like hell. Literally. All the skin on the left side is torn off from his jaw to his temple. I swallow nervously. What kind of meat grinder has this guy been through? He looks like someone who could rip me apart if he doesn't like what he hears. I need to be careful if I don't want to become his next victim. You look like the Terminator at the end of the second movie, buddy. The Terminator who just wrecked my entire floor. Give him a thumbs up. How's life, sir? Well, it's hard to imagine how the other fighter looks. When will the Lord take my sinful soul? Break down in tears. You don't want to work here anymore. I want to do a run where I just pick all of those options. I want to see, because I think there's 9 endings for this game, and I really want to know what that one looks like. Well, it's hard to imagine how the other fighter looks. He lets out a gurgling, raspy laugh. You don't want to know what the other fighter looks like. Honestly, I really don't want to. My inner archive labeled "I don't want to know this" is at risk of bursting from overflow tonight. Words clearly come to him with great difficulty, which is probably not surprising for a man without half a face. He clears his throat, but that doesn't help much. Oh, Jesus. I need blood. He tried to smile, but... smile. It would be charming if he still had all the necessary muscles for that. Now it will haunt me in my nightmares, among other things. The client pauses again briefly to clear his throat. Mine? Recoil in horror. Don't kill me, I'm already having a bad streak in life. We don't do transfusions here. No IV drips. Just discount rot. How about tomato juice? Strong vintage. Yeah, how about tomato juice, strong vintage? Are you fucking kidding me? I'll turn you into a pack of juice if you don't hurry up. Oh, hi. He suddenly leans forward, boring into me with his remaining eye. Go and find me some goddamn blood. Go and find the goddamn blood! I want the middle one. A strange pressure builds in my head, and the edges of my vision blur. An unyielding command blossoms in the center of my mind. Compulsion! This is the third weirdo I've met in this game thus far. There are more to come. I don't know why. but I feel an incredibly strong urge to find blood right now. My client is covered in blood but still hungry. Maybe he fought with something inedible? Or is it his own? I found myself in a storeroom, a tangled labyrinth of shelves reaching up to the ceiling, stuffed with boxes, crates, and mysterious cans. In the corner, something rustled and snorted suspiciously. So where could the blood be? I need to think fast. He's not going to wait forever! Right now, I'm at the very beginning of this crazy place. Bob, where's the blood? Go to the food for mouth section, supplies for self-propelling gearbox, foaming body washes for leather bags, items that inspire pensiveness, food for mouth section? These signs are driving me insane. I really hope my manager will eventually learn English properly. I'm surrounded by pure madness of anxious packaging. And even in front of the department entrances, there's some baby food for cyborgs piled up. I'm frantically trying to decipher the crooked inscriptions. In front of me are sections with food for mouth. Dense energy blocks for chewing. Infused nutritional flows. Food afraid of heat. What does that mean? Infused nutritional flows? Here are endless shelves of drinks. Next to Coca-Cola are bottles labeled Liquid Regent and Primordial Broth. Now with nucleotides. Cans labeled Brapsy, Vodka Solnetko. I'd love to meet the person who came up with these names. I check each shelf, pushing aside cans of Essence of Shits and Giggles. Oh my god! I want a can of that! But find nothing resembling blood. The closest thing is liquid hematogen in a giant wooden container. It smells worse than it looks. The last one is frozen food. That makes sense. That's funny. I go back. I hear knocking. It's the dry rhythmic tapping of knuckles on the laminated countertop. It's not loud, but persistent and full of irritation. In front of me are sections with food for mouth. Food afraid of heat? Maybe. The coldest corner of the store. Large freezer chests and refrigerators with glass doors are covered in frost. Next to the frozen pizza are gremlin cryo capsules, and among the buckets of ice cream you can find flavors like minty Tritium and liquid family. Oh my god. A huge freezer chamber. Matter of lesser life forms, spare parts of human organisms, product of animal fauna exploitation with fruit pieces. What? You did nail it, Sumi. Good job. I mean, essence of shits and giggles would make me happy. I mean, if I was missing half my face, maybe not so much, but yeah, it's fine. Spare parts of human organisms? This section reeks of formaldehyde and horror. Glass jars filled with murky liquid sit on shelves where exhibits floats. I try not to think about one of the containers holding a name tag that reads Kevin. Take blood of human organism Kevin, taste of unfulfilled dreams and unwarranted expectation. Blood of human organism homeless, high content of cheap alcohol and tuberculosis. Blood of human organism Michael, taste of efficient resource and artifact accumulation? Sure. I love the little drunk face, and it's sparkly, so it's gotta be good. The blood in this jar has a rich, almost glowing ruby hue. It looks healthy and full of energy. Michael, whoever you were on top. Champion's blood flowed through you. You were probably something like an energy drink for the undead. And yet, here you are in a jar. There's something to ponder. He abruptly lifts his head as I approach. You already? His voice carries genuine surprise and clear relief. Oh, good thing you weren't wandering around for a half hour. Bring it here. My client finishes the jar and then grimaces. Ugh, for crying out loud. What the hell is this crap? He reads the note on the jar. Michael. Well, you were a lucky guy, Michael. Too bad I can't kill him a second time. Tastes like a happy family, a successful career, retirement account, and this jerk probably never even had cockroaches. At least he's now Liquid Michael in a jar. He chuckles quietly. Yeah, there's something to that. Cool that you found human blood. Good job, you're sharp. Glad to please you, sir, and glad you no longer want to eat me. Yeah. With that approach to business, you'll go far, doll. I'm gonna wash my dirty face. Don't get bored. While he's not here, I have a perfect opportunity to wipe away the bloodstains. Ah, much better! I'm just scrubbing a pool of blood on my first day at work. An interesting story for Reddit. A wonderful tale. I'm doing just fine. Nobody's eaten me. Hello, sir. He's a cutie. He's looking so much fresher with the second half of his face, although his expression still resembles that of a constipated owl. I'll just stand here for a while, okay? Take a little break. Besides, there's nobody here with you right now. Just hopefully the Mad King doesn't get jelly about it. Just so you know, if you try to contact the werewolves, I'll take your head and crush it like a walnut. Promise? I'm David, by the way. A vampire, as you may have already guessed. What an incredibly interesting way to start an acquaintance! Especially that part about the walnut! I'm Crystal, like champagne. No. Nice to meet you. I'm Diana. Okay, Diana. I knew a Diana once. She used to trade kidneys in Venice Beach. She was a good girl until she got packed up. He's trying to provoke me, deliberately sharing the dirty details of his life to see how uncomfortable I can get. I suppose I'm also selling kidneys now. Check the catalog. Yes, exactly 10 categories. A catalog? Do you seriously have a catalog? He leans forward, genuinely intrigued, peering into the catalog. Gremlin kidneys? Is that a delicacy? What does it say? Why does it say both delicacy and fuel and animal venom? Because it's a universal product. Want some? I don't know. I really don't know anything. I'm scared. Want some? I do. Looks like I found my best customer for today. Now I have a vampire here, and he's regenerating. Wonderful. The main thing is to not accidentally blurt out something wrong. I need to be friendly. Are you sure you're a vampire, not a chupacabra? They drink blood too. Since when do vampires wear leather jackets? Don't you guys prefer capes and ruffles anymore? Thanks for not eating me, David. In reality, you're still a bit shaken from what just happened. Yeah, since when do they wear leather jackets? Where's the ruffles and capes? Ruffles? What the hell is that? I'm no ruffles. What even is that? Some French insult? His expression is as if I suggested he wear a maid's outfit. He'll defend that worn leather monstrosity at the cost of his life. At the cost of his life. That's obvious. Ruffles are not just a piece of clothing. They're a concentrated strike right at the core of his cool vampire persona. I don't wear any ruffles. I'm just 24 years old. And how long have you been 24 years old? Ruffles are an embellishment on a blouse, dress, or men's shirt in the form of a frill made of fabric or lace. How long have you been 24? Very fucking funny. It's been like 24 years. Sorry, I needed to hydrate. This is a lot of talking. In all these 24 years, I haven't worn any ruffles, and I'm not going to. Ever. Not some damn Prince Louis or whatever. It's painful to watch how people limit themselves and deny themselves simple human happiness. Vampire happiness? David slightly grimaces as he moves his hand. Damn mutts. Probably not all the wounds have healed completely. And does being a vampire doctor fall under my duties? I think Bob said it was mandatory. Point at the wound, let me help. Point at the wound. I don't want to help you, but my employment contract requires me to treat the creatures that come here. Let me help. He looks at me skeptically. The offer of help is probably so foreign and unexpected to him that it leaves him momentarily dumbfounded. You... what? You want to play nurse? A flicker of confusion is replaced by something more intense. It's just a couple of scratches and a little piece of ass that will grow back on its own. I'm fine. Don't let yourself be treated. My boss will lock us both in a dimension of horror while we'll be cleaning toilets with a fork for 2,000 years. I see. You're afraid of doctors, huh? Such a tough guy, yet scared of getting treated. You mentioned werewolves. It's probably not just a scratch. Let me try to help, okay? I give him the chance to save face. Now we're treating him not because he's a wimp, but because he survived an epic battle. A direct blow to his ego. The guy immediately starts puffing up with pride. His eyes light up. I hope I didn't catch rabies. I liked the little detail of his fangs in there. I decided to remain silent about how he's already pretty rabid. 4 against 1 in a narrow alley. You know, there's a myth about werewolves being damn noble, unlike us bloodsuckers. Well, that's a load of crap. One of them was hiding in a trash can, ready to jump out at me. My heart would have definitely stopped dead if it even still beat. It would have just ripped apart from a freaking heart attack. I'm afraid I'll never be able to take out the trash again without fearing for my life. Judging by that distant look, he's plagued by flashbacks of what he's been through. David awkwardly moves his injured arm. Alright, hand over your first aid kit. I'm sure this won't be the last pack I'll have to take down. There are way too many stray dogs around these days. Damn you. Go ahead. Get out your band-aids with Dr. Chocula or whatever you're selling. Hold on. David sheds his jacket, shirt, and t-shirt, then settles into a squeaky stool next to the counter. He's about to face a serious trial, staying in a vulnerable position for a few minutes. For some reason, cruel fate hasn't made him claw-proof. He certainly looks like he was just thrown into a blender. Judging by those bullet scars, he has quite an interesting past. Or maybe he was attacked by werewolf cowboys with guns? Most likely the former. For free! Yeah, this game's fucking free. You can get it off of itch.io. Go fucking get it. For free! By the way, I didn't know that corpses have doctors too. I thought the only doctor available to me now is the coroner. I'm rummaging through the necromancy kit that was sitting under the counter. It's a heavy military-style metal box with a faded label reading kit for kit for alternatively living organisms. Inside, besides standard bandages, there are some strange items. Silver tweezers, vials of thick, glowing liquid, additional fingers, and of course, an instruction manual. A cheap laminated brochure stained with something that looks like coffee. In the instructions, the first point states, determine whether you are dealing with a zombie. Ask your alternatively living subject if they ever wanted to eat someone's brain. David is clearly not a zombie. Move on to the next point. He glances skeptically at the pictures flashing in the instructions as I flip it over. Zombies, necromancers, abominations made of bones, flesh, and cabbage swirl in front of his face like a mesmerizing kaleidoscope. And all of this lives in the city sewers? I don't know how you're gonna use bathrooms now. It'd be great if you didn't notice that. Why do I have to deal with all this? I steal a glance at my visitor. I wonder if werewolves just clawed him up or if he managed to kill someone too. My instincts, something out of the Stone Age, suggests that he could have. The guy has a killer's gaze. You see someone like him in an alley, your hand automatically reaches for your wallet and phone. I lower my eyes. Next point. Let's establish the nature of the injuries. What kind of wounds could werewolves leave? It's simple. You've got lacerations, claws, teeth, and a bit of saliva. Possibly very contagious. It seems the damage was psychological. Tell me about your tragic past, as it says in the handbook. Boy does not want to open up about that. David listens to this with the pride of a true soldier. Every word feels like a medal of valor. Something like that. He said it as if he didn't care, but I know better. Stroke his ego, add to the end. Wounds from a real rabid beast, buddy. Really need to stop with these fights. They won't lead to anything good. Wounds from a real rabid beast, buddy. I'm dying of laughter. He chuckles happily, trying to hide a glimmer of pride behind humor. But I won't be fooled. David is no longer just a wounded sucker. He's a true gladiator, having survived a battle with rabid beasts. Absolutely epic. I read through what medication I need to grab. The regenerating extract for alternatively living life forms. Now all that's left is to apply this stuff. I dip my fingers in the jar, and suddenly he grabs my hand. Do something wrong, and I'll rip your tonsils out of your rip your tonsils out through your ass. Allow me to do my job, sir. I will be extremely careful. If you touch me, my boss will rip your soul out through your ass. You know, you have this fantastic talent for coming up with threats. You should write scripts for action movies. No way, I'm a pathetic, miserable, harmless cashier. Write for action movies, bro. Well, I suppose it's just a matter of experience, probably. And you, well, watch what you're doing, or there will be consequences. It seems he just heard the best compliment of his life. Ugh. Is that okay? I apply this black goo to the wound. Ugh. A puff of steam rises from the wound and the air starts to smell like something is frying. It's probably very painful, but David remains calm. Not a single complaint, which is surprising. I hope it's not from your squid manager. Well, we all hope for that, buddy. Be more careful. My movements become slow and deliberate. I do everything cautiously, barely touching the skin around the wound, allowing him to get used to the sting. I can see the tense muscles in his back and his shoulders relax slightly. He's still wounded, but relief is starting to wash over him. Naturally, no thank yous or pleases from him, but at least he's no longer threatening to do something to my ass every 5 seconds. Distract him with conversation. You know, David, every noble knight needs someone to tend his wounds after great battle. Finish your dark work in silence. Let's go to talk a little bit. What are you talking about? What night? What battles? I fought in an alley stinking of urine against a bunch of dirty werewolves for territory on the outskirts of this godforsaken city. They tore my pants and I had to take a new pair off a junkie who was lying in a puddle nearby. What am I? A knight of what? The knight of torn pants? As long as they're not stained. I can get it. Yeah, you are a wolfhound knight. Say with the prompt of a medieval wizard. Oh, the pomp of a medieval wizard. Oh, go to hell. David says this almost affectionately. It seems we're making progress in our relationship. Oh, damn, that goo does fucking wonders. Where do I get some? I finish up. Surprisingly, the wounds really are healing. The scars won't beautify this man. More drink. Why are you doing all this? The question is asked in an astonishingly serious tone. He's driving me crazy. Even more than that clown from earlier, it seems. I just want to help. Lie, you want tips and to go home. Play The Sims and watch stupid shows. Just want to help. Truth, you're an angel of mercy from the dirty gas station. These are my work obligations. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't bother with you. No. You gotta help people in need. Why? David is confused. In his system of beliefs, actions always equal benefits. I'm throwing a wrench into this flawless, long-running mechanism. Let's just say I have certain fetishes. I can't watch someone suffer. Well, God bless your noble heart. He shifts awkwardly. Clearly, he's uncomfortable and unaccustomed to being the object of compassion, so he immediately hides behind yet another sarcastic comment. but what can I do? I feel sorry for every little kitten on the street. Sometimes I even feel sorry for especially large, nasty, troublesome kittens. It must be tough living with someone like that, huh? I bet you have 40 cats living in your apartment, and all of them are strays. Now listen here. Listen, I didn't come here to be called out. David reads me like an open book. It's amazing that he can even read it all. Most of the time, help isn't altruistic. People always want something in return. Money, a favor, for you to take them off the hook. Helping people for no reason is like throwing shit against the wind. Alright, moving on. Screw this. I honestly don't care what's going on in your head. This is the most unconvincing lie I've ever heard in my life. He clears his throat. Thank you. What? Am I hearing things? I thought he didn't know such words. I'm even afraid to breathe, so I don't scare off this rare, exotic display of politeness. He says that word as if he's pronouncing it for the first time in his life. I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually the case. Just a couple more seconds and he's back in front of the counter. Yes, Matt, he is glistening. He is a fine specimen. So the client is fed, clean, and healed, and yet he's still here, not putting any money on the counter. And the tip jar is lacking. Look at him. He's supposed to be full of energy, but instead he looks lost. David is deep in thought, in that dark, gloomy little place that occupies his mind. Are you planning to pitch a tent here? Have you decided to eat me after all? This isn't the best place to crash, buddy, but there's a vampire hotel 2 blocks down. Are you planning to pitch a tent here? David snorts, hearing the impatience in my voice. What, already tired of my company, doll? I leave when I want to leave, and I don't want to yet. I'm curious about one thing. I haven't talked to a regular human in a long time. Right, the art style is so good. Just wait till you see the succubus! I'm so ready for him! I wonder by regular human, does he mean my extremely natural essence? I'm no vampire, werewolf, or thieving gnome. Or does he mean my lack of a criminal record and absence of drug or alcohol dependency? Maybe he's looking for the perspective of an ordinary worker? A working class person? A gray collar? I like that subtle little change. I like that look. That is a nice look. Does your face always look that funny when you're thinking about something? I don't even get a chance to respond to his jab before he follows up. Let's conduct an experiment. Suppose you're now a free vampire, able to go wherever you want. Do whatever you want. Where would you go? David looks at me expectantly. What kind of superpowers do vampires have? What weakness will I have? And who were you before the bite? Can you find everyone who wronged you in life and get revenge? A lot of things depend on who exactly turned me into a vampire. Who vamped you? Oh, ooh, I get to go through all of them? Okay. What kind of superpowers do vampires have? A whole lot. We're practically a superhero league. He's drawn just... I'm sure it never crossed your mind that in reality bloodsuckers can be way scarier than a sappy movie for girls. Looks like he's watched Twilight. Interesting. Some of us not only drink human blood, but also capture people to experiment on them. They turn human bodies into a real nightmare of flesh and bones. Dr. Moreau couldn't even imagine. And there are vampire sorcerers who can rip your soul out of your body and make you work for them for eternity. Literally. Oh, hold on. Trying to fix this. Alright. Seems like I already have one of these sorcerers. His name is Bob. He's checking his bills. There he is. I wonder what inner strength it took... Oh, there he is. I wonder what inner strength it took David not to flinch. And there are those who can make your head explode, literally, with just a glance. But not all of us are such wicked bastards. We don't even have to kill a person to eat. Just drink a little, instead of gorging yourself like a pig at the trough. Here we go. But some don't care. They just drain all the blood and splash it everywhere. The forensic team is baffled why the person turned into a sprinkler before dying. He seems to enjoy talking about how cool vampires are. Can vampires open beer cans with their mind? And which of these do you have? I've got a decent list of what I can do. I'm not complaining. Imagine it. You never get tired. You can party all night long. Fuck all night long. You're stronger than 10 thugs combined. Well, except for 10 werewolf thugs. That might take some effort. If you want to shrink down and fly somewhere, you can turn into a tiny bat. Your reflexes become 100 times sharper. You feel everything. You see everything. You can hear a rat piss a block away. I don't want to hear what the rats are up to. Oh Lord, Diana, that's just an idiom. You can ignore it if you want. All vampires would go insane if that was true. Do I look like a madman? Politely, I decide to stay silent. He continues. And finally, you can make people do anything you want. Absolutely anything. Are you sure the last one is due to your vampirism and not just because they're scared you'll beat them up? David lets out a sharp, raspy laugh. You're right. Most law-abiding citizens avoid me by 100 miles. It's a working strategy in most cases, but sometimes you need a subtle approach, you know? The word subtle from this guy sounds almost comical. It's one thing to scare someone shitless. They give in just to avoid being harmed. It's another when they act with full confidence that it's what they want. They don't even realize they're just vampire pawns now. Yeah, I think I get it. You pulled that trick on me too. David smiles, but this time the smile is strained. These are the words of someone stuck in a web of artificial connections and ass-related threats. Fear and supernatural compulsion aren't the best foundations for a strong friendship. David, you're a creature Your whole life is based on lies. I can enchant friends for myself? Wonderful. Or make someone give me their wallet. God. Fuck. I have a feeling he wouldn't like the second option. I think he would maybe find something funny about this one. I feel like he would not be super happy about this one. Even it's based on my ass, I don't care. If you're a bloodsucker, you'll live like this no other way. In this snake pit, you won't make true friends. Vampires don't live in one big beautiful house like in Twilight. They're like cowboys in the Wild West, constantly cutting and shooting each other and blowing up houses. David mentioned Twilight again. Oh my god. Don't think I'm whining. It's actually great. Keeps you on your toes. You get used to it once you adjust. Come to think of it, being a cowboy isn't so bad. Exactly. Great way to feel alive. I don't want to live in a house like Twilight. Fuck that shit. Not so dead. You get it. He seems to enjoy talking about how cool vampires are. Yeah, fuck it. Can vampires open beer cans with their minds? Sure they can. But they can't drink beer afterward. When I was just recently turned about 2 years ago, I tried to eat spaghetti. Not the smartest decision. And what happened? I threw up farther than I could see, puking up blood and meatballs. Left some graffiti and a bit of pasta on the wall. The guy who cleaned it up probably thought a whole spaghetti monster exploded in that alley. Mamma mia, no more pasta, pizza, no delicious food, that's terrible! Honestly, yeah. You got it. Exactly. I miss pizza. My buddy used to say you always have to sacrifice something. In our case, it's pizza. Sounds silly, of course, but in reality, it sucks. Still, you get used to it over time. I can see he's lying. David lives in a spaghetti-less hell. What kind of monster would doom someone to that? You can still order food delivery, by the way. Just this time, Eat the Delivery guy. He seems to enjoy... Yeah, ask him about something else. Why did you watch Twilight? I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't watch emo crap. I hold a dramatic pause. David looks like a cornered animal. He stares at the floor, then the ceiling, anywhere but at me. Finally, he lets out a loud sigh, filled with disappointment and embarrassment. Fine, damn it. Alright, I watched everything. All Twilight movies, watched The Lost Boys, Interview with the Vampire, Blade. Blade is good, though. Blade is fun. The idiot who bit me didn't explain everything beyond the basics, like, don't go out in the sun, you little punk. I thought maybe these stupid movies had a clue, you know, hidden all the silly romance and melodrama. Most of it turned out to be bullshit. I read legends, searched for info online. As you can imagine, all supernatural beings trying not to give themselves away, but sometimes you still stumble upon bits and pieces. Or crazies. One or the other. My favorite, by the way, was From Dusk Till Dawn. Too bad vampires don't explode in real life. You still haven't told me if you sparkle like Edward Cullen in the sun. He takes a deep, ragged breath. No, we don't sparkle. Want to know what happens if I step into the sun? I catch fire in the sun. Someone poured gasoline on me and lit a match. Do you know what that smells like? Like fried chicken. It's a nasty, excruciating final death. Very brutal. Hot man! Let me ask you one more thing. Go ahead, but hopefully it's not about Twilight. What weaknesses will I have? Well, no more tanning, no reflection in mirrors. If you were ugly before, it's actually a bonus, right? You can enter without an invitation. Garlic doesn't scare you either. Holy water is trickier. Depends on the situation. A steak works, but piercing your chest would be quite the challenge. Piercing any part of you is quite the challenge, actually. Our skin is like steel, unless a particularly persistent werewolf comes along. Well, at least you can enter without an invitation. No need for unnecessary chit-chat with people. And who were you before the bite? He opens his mouth, ready to tell me off or mention something about butts again, but stops himself. Probably his thank you sealed our fragile friendship. I'll tell you, but it's probably not relevant. Hi again, Sharky. You like the vampire? I like the vampire. You're gonna have to go back in the VOD, Sharky, if you missed it. Go back in the VOD. There's a really nice spot earlier on. Well, it's nothing. I was a nobody. I was just surviving as everything went to hell, unlike all those bastards born with a silver spoon up their ass. You ever see those happy American families on TV commercials? They sit at the table with a bowl of salad, smiling like idiots, and they always have a dog. Well, that wasn't my case. Cleo's right. It's fucking worth it. My stepdad was a crazy guy who thought the best birthday gift was a smack on the head. He did teach me how to shoot properly, though. I left my family dump early. It's really dumb, but I thought I'd start a band and become a rock star. But as they say, wish in one hand, shit in the other. See which one fills up faster. At first, I worked wherever I could, then found some guys to do some shady stuff with. There aren't many ways to make a living in the Los Angeles area. Can't exactly work the cash register, right? David jabs again, but without malice. The antisocial environment made him resentful of the middle and upper classes, but it hasn't affected me yet. I wonder why. Yeah, being a gangster would be cool, doing gangster things, right? Motorcycles. Hey, working the cash register isn't so bad. It'd be even better without customers like you now. Red motorcycles. He lets out a quiet chuckle. Come on, life isn't as fun as it is in TV shows. Mostly we just sold diluted crap to junkies and solved problems. Sometimes, no person, no problem, you know? I've preferred the part about motorcycles. That's it. That's the whole story. What about you? Oh lord, this is my chance to make up something cool. Or just tell it like it is. I'm a criminal too, the best sniper in my gang. I'm now hiding under a fake name in another city and state. I have a single parent family and an art degree. No dog. Yeah. He listens to how I ended up in this dump, about my job search and everything else. I didn't sell drugs in alleys, but it seems like we still find some common ground. Got it. You're not in your element. David truly understands. Neither he nor I wanted to end up where we are. Neither of us knows what to do next. And we both love cheap noodles. But he can't eat them anymore. I win. You must be tired of those draw me requests, so... I'd draw you. Oh, would he like that if he can't see himself anymore? I would draw you. Oh, like a French girl? Oh my god, I love him. He tries to look nonchalant, but his eyes show he's interested. Go ahead. I love beautiful doodles. He says the word doodles with such strange tenderness that it sounds more like a compliment than an insult. I pick up a pencil. Draw him as he is. Wow, what a face. I almost forgot what I look like. Bags under my eyes like a junkie. Silence hangs in the air while David examines the drawing. He clearly doesn't know how to react to this unexpected act of normalcy. Looks cool. The last words are spoken in a barely audible, almost reverent whisper, unlike anything I've heard from him before. 2 simple words said with all the sincerity this guy can muster. I can do something too. David takes the pencil from me and with deep concentration, almost sticking his tongue out, scribbles something. Aww! A few minutes later, a drawing appears before me. I would never have thought this guy was capable of that. And I have an education! Wow, beautiful. David clears his throat, embarrassed. Nothing special, just a doodle. Oh my god! Oh, he's a baby! I love him! I was into it a bit when I was a kid. Comics, all that stuff. Nothing serious. I take the drawing for myself. Oh, I kind of wish it would show up on the wall. It would be super cute. Alright, where were we? Ah, he's a bean! Can you find everyone who wronged you in life and get revenge? Yeah, a lot of people think about that first. But it's a bad idea to leave a trail of bodies of people who we're somehow connected to. Oh, that's nice. It's very nice. And your head quickly fills with other things, like, well, the fact that you're dead, and it's forever. So after you've been turned, you didn't find everyone who bullied you in school and beat them up? I usually beat them up right at school. Ah, right. You might think I was some kind of bully, constantly pulling pranks, but I was actually quiet in class. He was the doodler, of course he was quiet! Just messing around the back of the class, like an invisible man. Till some jerk started picking on me, once I smashed a globe over a guy's head because he mocked my sneakers. As if wearing clothes from Walmart made me worse than them. Good thing we don't have globes here. David looks at me expectantly. A lot of things depend on who exactly turned me into a vampire. Who vamped you? He doesn't answer right away, just furrows his brows. Several long minutes pass in silence. Some old stinking jerk. A lot is mixed into those 4 words. It's as if he both hates and mourns the old jerk. Probably that guy wasn't a contender for Father of the Year. I wait for him to continue, but he remains silent. He looks like an angry cornered dog. It's unlikely he'll speak up on his own. And what did your old stinking jerk do? Don't call him that, damn it. Don't you dare. The rage in his eyes shifts to confusion, just for a brief moment, before he looks away. I mean, yeah. Call him whatever you want, including an old stinking jerk. Immediately lose your privilege. So what did he do? That jerk suffered from power seizures. That's all there is to say about him. No amount of booze could erase what that damn villain did in my memory. I suppose all old vampires are like that. Seems he won't tell me more about his vampire dad. Alright. I'm ready to tell you my decision, I guess. Excellent. He leans in a little closer. When suddenly... Uh-oh. We hear a wolf howling. I don't even have time to blink before David vanishes. Now he's a little bat hiding behind the counter. Listen up, don't say face. Don't say anything about me. Sit tight and behave, or you'll feel incredibly shitty. He's just a little guy. Trust me, if you rat me out to that mutt, I'll find a way to get out and twist your head off. The threat in his voice is completely lacking, mostly because his voice now comes from a very small, though angry bat. I love him so much! Werewolf. A werewolf is about to come here now. Whoa. The creature steps inside. Oh, you kidding him! He's just a little guy! I love him! There's so much happening here and I love it. Good evening, ma'am. A low, rumbling bass, surprisingly calm and friendly. Can I pet you? He looks so upset. What the dog doing? I'm not sure I understood you correctly. You want to pet me? He awkwardly shifts from paw to paw. That's very unexpected and of course flattering, ma'am, but don't get me wrong. I'm kind of on duty. Tracking the supernatural. He looks around nervously. Alright, you can, but just a little. I still have important business. Oh, he's so angry! I reach out and pet him. The fur is warm, soft, and thick. I immediately feel a low vibration. The wolf is quietly, silently purring. He's so cute! Oh my god, I love it! I love how angry David is. He's gonna be so jelly. Oh shit! Oh, that's okay. I can save. Perfect. Okay, right click does that. At first, it's a barely noticeable movement, but then his short, fluffy tail starts to wag slowly but confidently from side to side. He's a good boy. A very, very big but good boy. He deserves praise. I'm the Princess Mononoke of this gas station. Although David doesn't seem thrilled, I pull my hand back. Thank you, ma'am. It's been a while since I've been... Anyway, thank you. So getting back to the purpose of my visit. Apologies for the sudden intrusion. Edward, you can just call me Eddie. We're chasing down a certain pest. You haven't seen a vampire around here by chance, have you? You know, young, a bit scruffy, wearing a leather jacket. You see, here's the story. One of our packs nearly took out a vampire sire and his offspring a few years ago. It was a tough battle. We suffered losses. We tried to track them and found one of them. Well, more like a pile of ash where he once lay. It seems one bloodsucker off the other when he was weakened. Their family values are quite lacking. It seems patricide has occurred. David didn't tell me anything about it. Probably that's why he had all those questions about vampirism. He was trying to get advice on where to go next after killing his creator, but in a completely idiotic way. You see, ma'am, vampires are parasites on the body of our society. They drink blood like mosquitoes, but unlike mosquitoes, they kill their victims by draining them dry. He's so angry! He's extra angry! They languish in boredom with their immortality and thus destroy human destinies, play with them, torment them, and derive a semblance of pleasure from their suffering. They are devoid of true feelings. I look at David, devoid of any feelings. He's shaking all over. So I would be extremely grateful for any help. blackmail David, slowly glance at the chip jar, then briefly meet David's eyes, hinting he owes you a tip. Grab David and hand him over to the werewolf. No, I'm not giving him away. He's a sweet boy. He didn't ask for it. That bastard threatened me 5 minutes ago, but now he's small, trembling, and helpless. He's my bastard. That's goddamn right, game. He's my bastard of a he's my bastard of a widow guy. I force a smile and say I haven't seen anything. A quiet, peaceful night. Eddie examines me closely. He's probably catching a faint scent of blood, but my calm demeanor throws him off. Yes, this is a multiple endings moment. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could hand him over to the werewolves, though. He's just a baby. Strange. Well, okay, if he shows up, just give a whistle. We won't be far away from here. Good night, ma'am. The werewolf goes off to his important wolf business. David crawls out of his hiding spot. You could have turned me in. He stares into my eyes as if he's trying to peer into my soul and understand what it's made of. And that would have been the sensible decision. But I'm glad you're not one of those sensible ones. David says this with genuine relief in his voice. He's grateful to me, and now doesn't quite know what to do with that gratitude. Big Wolfman. Big Wolfman, you fluffy. Oh, you can fluffle. Pi would have said, here you go, can I pet you more? You know. He clears his throat awkwardly. So, what's the answer to my question? What would you do if you were a vampire? His gaze reminds me of a lost fighting dog. Without a master, he's restless and can't find his place. What an advisor he picked. May the Lord help him. I'd take everything life has to offer. Travel, entertainment, new experiences. The world is full of wonders. And when you're immortal, all doors are open to you. I'd just surf the internet, decay and rot. Nothing would change. One could enslave humanity, or at least one neighborhood in the city. You can learn so many things, read so many books, even learn to play the saxophone. Definitely the first one. Obvious master, Sharky. I can't say that. Too subby for that shit. Yeah, all doors are open to you. He chuckles. Still waters run deep and all that. Pity the road of adventure led you to a stinky gas station. Maybe you're right. The world isn't limited to this lousy town. He says this quietly, almost to himself, looking out the window at the dark, empty highway. As if he's just remembered there's something beyond his cage of alleyways and gangland shadows. Here, for future adventures. David is about to turn around and leave when he suddenly stops. He pulls a crumpled piece of paper from his pocket, scribbles a number on it, and leaves it on the table next to my hand. But just as I reach for it, his hand covers mine, pressing it to the table. His skin feels cold, rough from barely visible scars and blisters. This grave-like chill sharply contrasts with the warmth of my own hand. I feel a slight tingling, like static electricity. Call me if you need a ride from work. I've got a couple of ideas for what we could do before dawn. See you. David says goodbye and leaves. The gas station sinks into absolute silence. Well, that was quite an interesting encounter. I really could have turned him in, but I didn't want to. Yeah, hang the drawing on the wall! Yay! Oh, he's so cute! For someone obsessed with ass-related threats, surprisingly, his hands are quite skilled. I'm sure they're skilled in more ways than one. Now I also have a date invitation from a guy who wanted to make me his dinner half an hour ago. I don't even know what's worse, this or the offer to go home in a bone carriage, though something tells me that if I accept, I might not return home at all. Would that be the worst thing? Would it be terrible to go on an adventure with a vampire? I survived another visitor. I'm gonna save again. I love
love that this is a picture of the save slot. That makes me so happy. It seems I'm starting to get used to this job. Wiping off the sticky residue. Hoping it was just spilled soda from the counter, I suddenly hear the crunch of gravel outside. Who's? Oh, it's time! Ah, hello! Who has this tall drink? He's got longer hair than I thought. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is definitely not another vampire. The stranger leans against the counter, trying to look casual, but the way his tail twitches betrays his nervous tension. Hi. He clears his throat. Oh no, he's a bean. Hello, babe. My name is Victor. Aren't your parents pirates by chance? Wait, hold on. Did I read that right? Hold on. Oh. Aren't your parents pirates? Okay, okay. Frown at him, waiting for him to finally say what he's going to buy. No, sir, my parents are not pirates. Aren't your parents farmers by chance? You mean, are they rich pirates who could pay a ransom for me if you kidnap me? Please, sir, don't. Incoming booty pickup line. No, sir, my parents are not pirates. I can almost read it in his eyes. I've practiced this so many times and I'm still stumbling. He breathes in fits and forces a nervous trembling smile. It's very surprising that they aren't pirates, because you are a real gem, miss. You illuminate the dirty gas station with your glow. I mean, you clean it very well. This is not a complaint to you. It's just a... forget it. You are a gem. Let's leave it at that. Awkwardly smile in response to encourage him. I give him a light hesitant smile. It's a bit awkward. A bit forced. But undoubtedly encouraging. Oh, he's a baby! Victor awkwardly smiles back, wagging his tail a little. He's incredibly happy that I didn't start an exorcism ritual, didn't call security. Though there is probably none anyway. Or worst of all, the security of this establishment is my responsibility. Then his smile gradually fades, and he looks away nervously. May I have a question? His face is burning. Victor takes another deep, frantic breath. His stomach is growling so horribly. I hope this guy is okay. Is it really that bad? I mean, is my flirting technique really that terrible? This was the worst day of my life to have ears. Awkwardness is a great style. I liked it. This might be the best compliment he's ever heard in his life. Probably the only one. You liked it? His voice mixes surprised disbelief and a shy glimmer of joy. I'm glad you like awkwardness, because I have plenty of it. You probably noticed. Right off the bat. Is it really written on my face? Actually, I initially chose this tactic to charm you, miss. Of course, everything went according to plan. He coughs shyly and mumbles something to himself. Then he shifts his gaze back to me. Actually, miss, I'm here to acquire... He doesn't get to finish. We have a visitor. Sup? He stands next to the counter, clicking. She stands next to the counter, clicking her mandibles impatiently. 2 packs of Brapsy, a pack of screaming cheese, and a bag of fairy fingers, darling. By the way, your gas attendant is a real sweetheart. It's frightening to imagine what my invisible colleague looks like. He hasn't even bothered to say hello. Let's hurry up. I need to rush. I have a lot of work waiting for me today. I'm starting to pack the order. At the same time, the incubus awkwardly tries to hit on the lady. And I thought we had something special. Apparently, the failed Casanova decided to try his luck on a new victim. Wow, you seem, so busy and cool. Ma'am, you must have a very wonderful job.
She starts clicking her mandibles energetically, producing a buzzing sound that vaguely resembles laughter. Wonderful. Oh yes, wonderful. Wonderful for those who don't like to eat, sleep, or use their children, or see their children grow. Really the best job in all 9 worlds. Speaking of children. Victor barely recovers from her sarcasm when the lady immediately pulls out a wallet from her bag and unfolds it. Oh, this one's a musician. Since riding bikes? First steps? Oh, there's more. Over and over again. It seems endless. This is Goo Goo. He has his father's mandibles. Victor gazes into the abyss, and the abyss gazes back, revealing baby pictures. The seduction attempt has failed. Again. Like any mother, Lady Mantis loved her children and considered it her sacred duty to tell every passing incubus about them. This is Google. He's in his rebel face right now. He pierced his mandibles. Can you imagine? He makes such a racket when he eats. The image of a larva in a biker jacket makes me snort. And reminds me of David. And this is Gigi and Kaka. They're still larvae, but already so talented. What talents can larvae have? They just lie there and eat. I do too, though. Wait, don't think about that. You have very beautiful children, ma'am. All 20 of them. Incredibly cute. That's just the first wallet. Help him hand the lady her order. Oh, I gotta get a bit carried away. I really am in a hurry. Here, your money, darling. Victor watches her disappear into the night, then turns to me with a grateful look. Thank you, miss. I couldn't handle 20 more kids. To be honest, I already broke down at the 8th. And I thought looking after a cat was hard. The lady left very little in tips. Probably all her money went to her children. Victor suddenly remembers he came here to buy something. However, my visitors rarely recall that. I need a book. Victor scans my stinking supernatural realm of discount, rot, and chocolate bars. It's a guide for, well, you know, succubi and incubi. I can't remember what it's called, but I've definitely heard something about it. Can you take a look? It's definitely not for me. It's for my less experienced friend, because I'm, you know, employee of the month in my lair. He didn't specify whether he was the worst or best employee of the month. Well, you know, life force harvesting for dummies or something like that. I hear him mumbling quietly to himself. Such a shame. I should have just stayed home and rewatched Evangelion for the 10th time. I'm heading to the storage room. Just a few hours before, I was rushing around here looking for blood for a very hungry monster. Now all these vials, eyes, and tentacles seem less ominous. A gigantic dead moth lies on top of one of these boxes. Or perhaps it's just very tired. I'm rummaging through the book section, deep in between Baboon Metaphysics and Limits of Patience of Your Dead Servants. I find the desired volume. I come back from the storage room holding this forbidden, mind-bending triste title. Everything you ever wanted to know about demons and everything you didn't want to know about them. Wow, this is definitely better than those PDF guides from various sites for... never mind who. Clearly not for the whole family. Let's study it? Yes, it would be very unusual if you just paid me, tipped me, and moved along. I expect too much from this life. But in fact, this will be an entertaining educational lesson. It certainly won't be unnecessary. And the guy looks like those pictures are enough to make... the guy looks like those pictures are enough to make him faint. The sooner this is over, the sooner I can send him on his way. Oh, he's cute. I find a cozy spot next to the counter. I pull the grimoire closer. I love these pictures. This one especially. I open the book and the pages, yellowed and brittle with age, release a cloud of dust and indecent, horrifying desires. Incubi, the nature of the tempting rogue, hooves of desire. Tempting rogues? Oh, that's me! Yes, definitely me. Hooves are just like mine. You have no idea how awful they clop, especially on tiles. When you sneak into the fridge at night, the whole house wakes up with you. Everyone thinks there's a big clumsy cow living in your apartment. Victor, you look more like a... No, he's not a sleep paralysis demon! They're all purple. Oh, you're right. All incubi really are purple. I thought my skin color was just some kind of coincidence. Does he, like... He's a boy failure, and I kind of love him. Was he just not trained on how to be a succubus? Is he learning? Is this baby's first... baby's first seduction? You know, like when you create a character in a video game and just spin the color wheel until you stumble upon something weird? He gives me a cautious look, as if not entirely sure about the coolness of his purple hue. I think it's very nice. How dare you! I love the color purple. Too bad I'm not purple. You know what I mean when I... Oh, I know what you mean. When I was created, someone also spun the wheel. By the way, I was created in Spore. I love the color purple. Too bad I'm not purple. His face immediately brightens with a smile. Yeah, well, I think it's pretty cool too. It's nice to know you like my... what's it called? Demonic phenotype? Uh-huh. Oh. Victor turns his attention back to the book and runs his clawed finger down the lines. Incubi, appreciators of the vibrant hues of the soul. They draw power not from blood or life force, but from the pure potent energy of mortal emotions. And although a refined bouquet of positive emotions is the preferred ambrosia, what a fancy word. A practitioner can also sustain themselves with more coarse, fickle energies of negativity. Despair, horror, and humiliation provide a quick, albeit unpleasant rush of power. It's no wonder that now, after an argument with someone in the comments, I feel like I've eaten a few raisins. Judging by the expression on his face, he clearly isn't cut out for horrors and humiliations. His limit is probably arguing on 4chan. Also a kind of source of horrors and humiliations, but still, it's a bit different. An incubus can, albeit less effectively, form a symbiotic connection by feeding off a single, consenting mortal vessel. Man, it sure would be devastating to have just a consensual relationship with somebody and you just make them feel nice all the time. God, man, if only I could have that. The mortal vessel, in turn, can absorb some of the power from the incubus. Among other things, their immortality. Wow, sounds like a decent deal. I certainly always have plenty of emotions. Mostly hatred for the fact to earn money. You have to work. A whole mountain of raisins for Victor, or whatever he called it. Yeah, the creator of this game does not like raisins, and honestly, I don't blame them. What a relief. Just one person. The thought of having to chase after a whole bunch of strangers makes me sick. Scariest... Strangers are the scariest thing right after rent. Yeah. Yeah, I totally understand you. It's probably even harder to deal with clients like me. Communication is already a horror show in itself, and when you add the literal horror with vampires and ghosts, just a nightmare. He really looks at me with sympathy. He feels sorry for me. I don't even know how to react to that. Trying to understand what people want from you is quite the challenge. It's like trying to play a game with its rules changing every 5 seconds. And someone has turned off your screen, and you're paralyzed. Basically, yeah, I completely get you. Victor flips through the grimoire, reading the chapter titles. Techniques of Rogue Seduction, Juicy Emotional Juices. That's the title of my next book, Juicy Emotional Juices. Using lavacious... What? Lavacious energies through thaumaturgical purposes? I don't even want to know. I just want to not starve without energy and maybe pay my rent. I don't need to be the lusty cousin of Doctor Strange. His fingers finally jabs at a random chapter title somewhere in the middle. Love letters. It seems completely and irrevocably outdated, especially that part about carrier pigeon colors. Love letters? Who writes love letters anymore? This should apply to text messages now, right? But this, is a good start. Let's work on this before moving on to more complex seduction methods. He pulls out a pen from somewhere, a cheap ballpoint with a little anime cat charm on the end. Oh my god, I love him. I hand him a grease-stained napkin, like everything in this rotten place. The book says to convey aching adoration and a hint of forbidden desire. Victor starts scribbling something on the napkin. No. Sir, no. Maybe something like this? No, Victor, try again. Yeah, I guess this really isn't the most aching thing in the world. He takes a less greasy napkin from me and starts drawing again. What about this? Will you marry me and a funny kitty? Wonderful. That lonely, pain-filled tear is like the cherry on top. Check the yes box. Yes, that's definitely better. Oh, thank you, Lord. I guess I shouldn't say that anymore. He lets out a sigh of relief. So the key to success is adorable vulnerability. Got it. Less pathetic desperation, more cats. The difference is indeed subtle. Not everyone can catch it. Victor continues to flip through the book, recognizing the desires of the vessel. He scans the first few lines of text. It's all about observing subtle hints, interpreting body language, and engaging in candid conversations to uncover the special nature of mortal carnal desires. He glances at me. What does Vessel Deanna want? The vessel wants money. Vessel wants stable mental health. Vessel wants fame, love, and adoration. The vessel wants to become the new Sandro Botticelli. Vessel wants a simple human sofa and cuddles on it. The vessel wants to leave work as soon as possible. Let's not linger, young man. Wants a simple human sofa and cuddles. Oh, great. And pizza, right? In his eyes is genuine sympathy and an understanding of every delicate string of my unfortunate lonely soul. That's honestly quite a simple desire. I think if the criteria for the second person on the couch aren't too strict, I could easily help. Though sometimes I comment too loudly on what's happening on screen. I hope that's not too much of a problem. Sometimes you just can't help but make a stupid comment. 10, 20 in 5 minutes. Especially when you know some facts about the movie. We continue to study this villainous seduction manual. The art of verbal seduction and slippery flattery. Ew. Don't say slippery flattery. To his surprise, Victor finds no mention of the fact that pirate compliments work on living people. We examine the first paragraph, where words are labeled as keys to the treasure chest of the heart, and flattery is described as a powerful aphrodisiac for the ego. It's all very dramatic, but the main idea is quite simple. Say nice things, don't say unpleasant things. This is definitely outdated. If I tell someone that his eyes are double gateways to the... I'm not pronouncing that. I'll definitely get sprayed with pepper. And this... Good lord, when I kiss you I tremble like a paralyzed beggar. How is this even supposed to work? No, that's too much even for me. Victor clears his throat. His gaze slides over to me, trying to latch onto something particularly attractive about my appearance. You have very elegant ear shape. No, you. No, you. Do I? Thank you, they're very nimble now. But there's no instruction for when someone compliments you back. Probably don't blush, and that's something I didn't manage. He takes a deep breath, gathering his courage for another compliment. Actually, I think you have a wonderful sense of humor. Like, nothing can really get to you, right? Most people would scream, run away in horror, and fall into a true existential crisis. I am the main joker of this greasy gas station. Should I be proud or horrified? That wasn't bad. He smiles gently in response. Despite everything, he starts to relax. He's probably beginning to feel more comfortable around me. I would have never thought a monster would have to struggle with discomfort from interacting with a mortal soul, and not the other way around. Aww, another chapter. How to be a mirror. I didn't know we could change. Oh, it's metaphorical. The text describes the principle of mirroring, subtly borrowing mannerisms, speech patterns, and even expressed opinions of the victim to create a sense of closeness and understanding. The path of least resistance to gaining mortal attachment. Oh no, what about all the stuff about just be yourself and everything will work out? My mom lied to me, didn't she? With similar interests. Ugh, what do ordinary people like? Football and the weather? Definitely not anime and Dark Souls. Discussing the brilliant soundtrack of Silent Hill with people is a bad idea, that's for sure. Me? Hello? Yes, hello. I will be your consenting victim? Hello? Tributes? Alright, practice. The book says that practice is the key to success. Victor lifts his gaze to me. Play along with me, please. Like we just met. Beautiful mortal soul, I have appeared to you in half dreams so many times, but I finally decided to find you in reality. I won't let you go so easily again. Even though the words aren't the most elegant, there's something supernatural about them. I still begin to feel a pull. A shiver runs down my spine. Come on, you don't have to pretend to get close to someone or make friends. I'd love to talk about Silent Hill soundtrack. Victor's carefully crafted, seductive expression shatters into pieces. His eyes widen. He blinks several times and his gaze ignites with pure delight. You really want to talk about Akira Yamaoka's industrial soundscapes? And how to create an all-encompassing sense of psychological horror that reflects the protagonist's inner turmoil? Because, I mean, the use of trip-hop elements in the Silent Hill 3 soundtrack is criminally underrated. Criminally! Oh, I mean... Yes, mortal, your interest in such esoteric melodies is quite intriguing. He chuckles softly. But you're right, pretending is very exhausting. You can never truly be close to someone if you're always pretending. Though, I don't really need that, do I? I just need juicy, sweet emotions. Well, who am I kidding? I'm the most pathetic incubus in the world. I need more than just that. He's slipping through the tree stay a bit longer before letting out a sigh. His stomach growls again. It seems he could use an emotional snack. I think we've covered all the important stuff. I suppose it's time to wrap things up. He starts to rise from the floor. Wait, how did it happen that no one explained anything to you? Even had a briefing, a 2-minute one. I'll tell you, but promise you won't laugh? I promise. Relief washes over his face. Yes, wonderful. I accidentally sold my soul on the dark net. He holds a dramatic pause. Go on. Fuck, what an idiot I was. I dropped out of college back then because of constant stress, moved into a tiny dump and barely left my apartment. I was scraping by with some freelance work. I talked, well, sometimes I chatted with various anonymous folks from 4chan, people without names, gender, or age. And then I stumbled upon a stupid ad. What did I have to lose? Definitely not a demon 7566, and the chat offered me the chance to escape loneliness. Later, after I turned into this creature, he told me he did it for laughs. He left no instructions, just wrote "get good" in the chat and deleted all contacts. He was curious to see if I could handle it. His chance to escape loneliness turned out to be putting me in an incredibly deadly situation. He lifts his eye to me. This memory is a fresh wound for him. Before I can even respond, he jumps up from the floor. But I've already wasted enough of your time. He clops his way to the counter. Well, to be honest, I didn't really understand much. Those chapters are so strange. He lets out a quiet chuckle. But you know what? It was great. I haven't had this much fun in a while. I think I even ate properly. Finally, positive energy, I mean. Thanks for the lunch. I'm not sure if I need to pay for that too, but I'll leave some money just in case. His tail twitches awkwardly. I haven't really interacted with people since college killed my will to live. It felt strange not to feel like such an idiot around someone. Thank you very much. Oh, he tosses some money into the jar, then takes a deep breath and adds, and, maybe someday we could, well, hang out together? Not as a lesson, just play some silly games, like friends. Ooh, why not as friends? We could make it a date. Wiggles eyebrows. A date? His tail starts wagging wildly, knocking over 3 bags of chips, a can of soda, and a bottle of gloomy tea. I mean, of course, I'm ready! He struggles to rein in the flow of enthusiasm and takes a frantic breath. See you then. Goodbye. Bye, Diana. Good luck with your shift. It was nice to meet you. The gas station returned to silence, broken only by the hum of refrigerators and my own too loud thoughts. Shavey shave. So, a crazy god, a vampire thug, and a shiny incubus walked into a gas station. Sounds like the start of a really bad joke. My life is now a joke. Just great. I just wanted to pay my bills. I didn't sign up for interdimensional quarrels and therapy sessions for the undead. But, on the other hand, I wasn't eaten, and I wasn't turned into a piece of furniture. By the standards of this night, that's a resounding success. I cautiously glanced at the door to Bob's office. There was a low guttural humming, like a giant disgruntled computer tower was working inside. A clock on the wall indicated it was the end of my shift. With a heavy sigh of relief, I began closing up the place. Finally, I walked to the front door, inserted the key into the lock, and I was about to turn it when suddenly... Organism! I jumped in place, nearly dropping everything. Oh, Organism, your performance has exceeded all my algorithm predictions by 47.3%! Isn't that customer service underpaid therapist? Unfortunately, especially when you're the cashier. You are not just an organism, you are an efficient, flawless machine for generating currency! I am feeling an emotion your kind describes as managerial pride. If you keep up the good work, the possibility of receiving a 25-cent bonus will become not just hypothetical, but quite real! Go, Organism! Restore your energy resources in return for further exploration! What a relief. He vanished as suddenly as he had appeared, leaving nothing but ringing silence behind. I stood for a few seconds processing what I'd heard. Then I slowly turned the key in the lock. Click! First shift completed. I survived. And now I can do anything. Which means... A romantic evening awaits you? Absolutely not. Alright. Alright, chat. This is your chance. Are we going to Jester Man? Are we going to Vampire Boy? Or are we going to Sweet Little Incubus? Are we playing games within a game? Or any of the other stuff? One vote for Victor. Sweet baby bean. Oh wait, can I should still be able to, right? Right here? Start a poll! Oh wow. Oh, maybe I don't need a poll. I just want to see. That was his name, right? Oh, is that a baby? Is that a noodle baby? Alright, I know you guys had your answers, but I'm gonna start the poll anyway, so put it in the poll. Oh, hello, baby. Hello, baby. Look at that little face. I know. I know, they're all so cute. They're all so sweet. I mean, I can. Boop. Chances are we can just come back and just do all of them because, of course. All of them have been so good.
and I'm here for it. I knew that Victor was gonna be a sweet little baby bean because they said it in the like description. I was not prepared for the jester, and I was not prepared for David's stuff to go the way that it did. So, oh hi baby, oh it's just a baby. I know, I'm not quite done yet, honey. Although we have been going a lot longer than I had anticipated. Or I guess it feels like it just went faster. Who's your baby? Who's your baby? I still have some more. I still have to find the endings for the boys. Alright. So far, it's still Victor. So I think we're gonna have to go with the sweet baby boy. He was so excited. He's so ready for his video game date. Okay. We're gonna call Victor. Victor promises to come faster than the wind. True to his word, when his car pulls into the parking lot here, he nearly knocks over a trash bin. My bad. It's an old, well-maintained car, clearly inherited from his grandfather. Inside, it's warm and smells nice. His apartment is exactly as I imagined. A bit cluttered, but cozy. Oh, it's so cute! And soon I get humiliated by the very first boss. Victor, sitting next to me, laughs. It's not that you're bad at this, as you say. It's just that I'm a nerd with a whole lot of free time. His fingers glide effortlessly over the buttons. I felt at ease. For the first time in a long time, no fear, no tension. Just two people playing video games. Head and shoulder. Oh, so cute! He freezes for a second, then a blush appears on his violet cheeks. He coughs awkwardly, but doesn't pull away. Instead, he gently leans his head towards mine. Diana, you've made me so happy in just one evening, and I'll do everything I can to make you happy. I close my eyes, listening to the quiet clicking of buttons. My incubus boyfriend. My boyfriend is an incubus, and he's better at souls. And he's better at souls-like games than I am, for now. Something very interesting is definitely happening with my life. Ah, that's so cute! Ah, okay, hold on. I'm gonna go for David. He's my other favorite. Maybe it was a bad idea, or maybe it was my best one yet. The creature on the other end informs me in a raspy voice that he'll be here in 10 minutes. Hello, Misty. Are you coming back? Hi. Hold on. Misty, come here. Misty, come on. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Hello. The creature is here. Hi, are you just a wonwy today? What's going on? You barely come in here. Hi. Hello. Do you want to sit on my shoulder? Will that make you happy? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what she wants. She is sitting on my shoulder. Oh, you're so funny. You're so needy today. I think I even got some purrs, too. Oh, yeah, she's purring. Oh, you're so cute. You're so soft. What a good creature. Very needy today. Are you just happy that there's a human home? You're cute. Okay. And sure enough, soon the roar of a motorcycle! Oh my god, motorcycle boyfriend, I'm here. Motorcycle shatters the silence of the night. A battered but powerful bike pulls up next to me. Yes, I have two of the babies. I have the noodle baby and I have the misty creature. Oh, Jade's here too. Jade's just sitting on my dresser drawers. I don't know where Cole is. He's probably in his cat tree. Come on, move your ass. Sunshine is soon. His voice sounds gentle. I move my ass and climb onto the seat behind him, wrapping my arms around his waist. He lets out a satisfied sigh. Y'all should be wearing protection, but you know, it's fine. By the way, enjoy today's sunrise while you can. I freeze. I know exactly what he means. This could be my last sunrise as a human. Maybe I want to become a vampire, or maybe not. Either way, we're making decisions together now. Yeah, sure. He slightly turns his head. The surprise in his eyes is replaced by a brief glimmer of respect. He looks at me like a tamed wolf, like an equal. His hand covers mine, resting on his chest, and gently squeezes it. Okay, boss. Whatever you say. Whatever awaits us, eternal wanderings, arguments over who cleans the blood off the dishes today, and the necessity of pretending to be our own descendants, we'll face it together. The motorcycle rollers and heads out onto the highway. Aww. Alright. Oh boy. Carriage for the Queen! The words escaped my lips before I could think them through. I shouted into the void, expecting, at best, an echo. But the void answered. From around the corner, with a quiet clatter of hooves on asphalt, it appeared. A carriage crafted from bones, polished to a shine, drawn by a pair of horses woven from pure shadows. Yeah, please don't step on the keyboard. Are you just gonna go sit in the... go sit in the window? Okay, go be a creature. The carriage door swung open by itself, inviting me inside. How mysterious. I stepped over the threshold and the world spun into a kaleidoscope of mad colors and sentient frogs. When the whirlwind subsided, I felt myself falling, but instead of a hard landing, I found myself in someone's embrace. Oh! Oh, Sumi, he's blonde! He's 100% your type! God, you were at the beginning of the stream. What was your voice? I knew you would come, my dear. Darren's voice was velvety and sly. I looked down and realized that my t-shirt and jeans had been replaced by a beautiful gown. My weakness! How old-fashioned of him. The kingdom missed you so much. Every crooked spire of this castle longed for your silhouette. Every mad courtier whispered your name, hoping you would return and bring even more chaos to our usual chaos. Oh, now he's hot! He looked into my eyes, and his gaze was a mix of madness, adoration, and the promise of the most unpredictable eternity. Everything. I will give you everything. How about a pet? I can bring you the most beautiful griffin. Or better yet, two, so they won't be bored when I take you for rides around our lands. If one moon bores you, we'll have three. Or I could get a few garden gnomes and... I'm getting ahead of myself. Let it be a surprise. He pulls me closer by the waist. His lips almost touch the shell of my ear as he speaks the next few words. You will never be sad again. From this moment, sadness for you is just a word in a foreign language. My dear, my queen. And all it took was one night shift at a gas station. Damn! Okay, but... Oh no, Mr. Manager, we're not saying goodbye just yet. I head back to the gas station and push open the door to his office. No! In the middle of the room, buried under folders and invoices, stood a gigantic, ridiculous canopy bed, and on it, surrounded by rose petals, reclined Bob. Or rather, he wasn't just lying there, he was posing. One tentacle coyly supported his spherical body where a human's chin would be. Others were elegantly draped over the silk sheets. His numerous eyes blinked slowly, focusing on me. Oh, organism, Diana, I wasn't expecting you, so- wait, no. This.
This calls for this. Oh, organism, Diana, I wasn't expecting you so soon.
I'm just gonna have to lean for this one. His voice, as always, boomed in my head, but now it had sultry undertones.
But since you're here...
One tentacle slowly, seductively beckoned me forward.
I propose we spend the evening in romantic engagement. We'll study void bibop enclosure schemes.
I took a step into the office and slowly closed the door behind me. That was a thing that we did. So that's 4 endings. I know one ending. I don't want to, but I'm kind of curious. He's a very good boy. Amgi. I wonder if this... Okay, maybe this one would be different. Hold on, I'm gonna save... here. I'm gonna blackmail. Blackmail David. Slowly glance at the tip jar, then briefly meet David's eyes, hinting he owes a tip. The bat nervously swallows and slowly nods his head. He fully understands my threat. I force a smile and say I haven't seen anything. Blah 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 blah. Good night. Goes off. David crawls out of hiding spot. He throws a few bills into the jar. Here's your damn money, choke on it. Leaves without saying goodbye. Can't tell if he's mad because a mortal swindled him like a sucker or because I saw him at a moment of weakness. Will his fragile ego survive this blow? Maybe I'll find out. Either way, there's one less vampire at the gas station. Another satisfied customer. Okay. No. Where's the... Is it here? Okay. Yes. I don't want to do this, but I want to know what the ending is. Oh no! I grab his small bony body, a thin desperate squeak echoes. Well, look at that! He was hiding, the rascal! Ma'am, I'm at a loss for words. Oh, he takes David from me, weakened from previous battles. He can no longer resist. From seemingly nowhere, the wolf produces a tip. Here, this is for your trouble and for your civic-mindedness. I sold a vampire for 30 bucks. I'm a business shark. The werewolf politely nods and disappears into the night. The gas station sinks into absolute silence. I don't like that one. That one makes me feel bad. Oh, I know what the last one is. Oh wait, no. Yeah, main menu, that's what I want to do, yeah. I just want to see... what the hell are you? Ah! Seemed like all the jars with mysterious content started to shake behind out of despair. At last, a human being who knows the proper greeting protocol. Your vocal outburst demonstrates a high level of respect for the hierarchy. Your predecessor, Kevin, just mumbled and unsanctionedly excreted tear fluids. Werewolves and ectoplasm entities are just a few examples of the many insignificant life forms that frequent this establishment. What unites them? Slaves, blah blah blah. I'm your immediate supervisor. That is all you need to know. Only I decide what I need to know! Incorrect, human Diana. The statement is actually legally and metaphysically inaccurate, rebellious conglomerate of water and carbon. I'm not a conglomerate. I may be a conglomerate, but I have my pride. I demand to know what I'm dealing with. I don't even know what conglomerate is. Pride is an irrational development of self-worth based on arbitrary achievements that are incredibly small on a galactic scale. Until I see your achievements in the only important matter of your miserable life, earning currency units for me, you are forbidden from having pride. Yeah, the jars were previous employees. Yeah, that makes sense. Seems like this is what it means to be a worker in the service industry, monster boss or not. You are a persistent human organism, and I shall, so be it, tell you more about my interplanetary grandeur, but later. First, you will prove yourself as the perfect vending machine operator and not a second sorter. Why not that? Organism, do you dare to use sarcasm? You greatly overestimate your significant single-brain creature. I warn you, one more joke like this and the duration of your possible punishment will increase by another millennium and one prong will disappear from the fork. Gurgles indignantly for a while before finally concluding the briefing. Goodbye. Okay, it's just the quick. I didn't get it. The tentacle presses the button again. This time even twice. Didn't get it. Seems like he's not about to have it. It seems like he's about to have an aneurysm from rage, and that's despite not having a circulatory system. The button is pressed repeatedly, the clicks merging into a furious thundering rhythm of pure anger. Seems like he might explode any moment now. Didn't get it. Outrageous creature! How do you intend to sell goods if even the concept of a button is too complex for your understanding? My teaching method was perfect. I refuse to believe such an ethereal level of stupidity exists. You're mocking me, creature! Don't you dare pull such jokes again. Takes a moment to regain his composure. He mutters something almost inaudibly about why me, it seems, or why this planet specifically. Okay. Oh wait. You've shown a tendency towards excessive vocalization, so I'll give you a warning. Do not raise your voice at visitors unless they like it. And no more inappropriate jokes. Okay. I don't know what the other stuff. Don't eat me, I'm just a miserable, tasteless cashier. Eat you? Oh, no, my dear slice of mortal anxiety. What a dreadful suggestion. I would never be so rude. I'm merely a traveler here, not a predator. You are completely safe from the threat of being eaten, but from everything else? Well, that's a whole other story. He didn't reassure you at all. Steal me away to your circus, make me walk a tightrope and juggle? Then let me, well, what would you like to purchase? Burst into tears. Oh. Like a deep, almost childlike confusion suddenly appears on his face. I'm a tragic grain of sand on the face of the universe, the most miserable creature in the world. Oh. He gracefully raises a pale, slender hand and gently wipes a tear from my cheek with his knuckles. I freeze. A monster is comforting me. This is what we've come to. Or he's pleased that his next meal would be well seasoned. For some reason, my tragic symphony quiets down. There we go, that's much better. Tears are so wet, and they ruin your lovely complexion. He looks at me as if nothing happened. My god, another crazy person with a strange way of speaking. And it seems he's in the mood for a chat. Huh. Okay, so... Can you not fail? So that's all the same. Oh, what happens if we give him our hand? Oh. He suddenly bows his head and presses his lips to my knuckles. Meeting you is truly a pleasure. His lips are cold, yet a ghostly warmth spreads across my skin. So here I am, dealing with a real gentleman. How lovely. Or a king, as he calls himself. Of all the kings and emperors locked in their soft chambers, this one has probably found a way to escape. You know your name. Oh wait, what was it? I don't immediately realize he's asking me a question, still in a daze from that gentlemanly kiss. I'm curious to know what he says if I refuse to tell him my name. A refusal. A rebellion against age-old traditions. My dear lady, your rebellious spirit certainly commands respect. What a pity that the plastic badge on your chest holds a different opinion. That's what I was questioning, if I had a name badge. Lady Diana. God damn badges! Give it back! He laughs. So soon, but my dear, I just got it. I'm not ready to part with it so easily. Such a tragic fate hidden behind every letter. So many unfulfilled ambitions. The desire to paint the world in your own colors. And a small pinch of existential horror, spiced with a secret love for the furry phantom. Not canonical. Damn it, get out of my head.
Apologies, my lady. Sometimes I just can't resist peeking behind the textures. It's such a terrible temptation. You have no idea how hard it is to live with.
I feel like my brain is turning to jelly. Okay, so it kind of feels like you can't go wrong. I liked this game. I'm going. Oh no! I want to load. Yeah. Oh, I love them. This is a good game. Super short, but I'm sure there's plenty more dialogue that we could find if we were to go through, but my voice is kind of shot, I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of voices to do and a lot of reading to do. I'm used to having others help. But that was really good. I'm really glad I got the reel for this that told me about this, and it's fucking free, so like if you want to go through and just like play it yourself or like find the other dialogue options, you can find it on itch.io. This was a great game. It makes me very happy. They're all so sweet, with the exception of the jester who's a little crazy, but it's fine. Somebody likes that type. Sumi. This was really fun. Maybe I'll look at the other stuff that was in this like game jam or whatever it ended up being. But this was really good. Maybe I'll see if the creators of this game have made anything else. But the art in it is so good. Everybody has like great personality. Our sweet little incubus baby is so good. We got man for free. Oh, is it there first? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I hope we can see more from them in the future, because this was delightful, and all of the art and everything in here has been super good. This was wonderful. I hope we get more. But yeah, hopefully you guys had fun with it too. This was very enjoyable. I'm so happy they let you pet the wolfo. I'm surprised David didn't have something to say about that. He looks angry, but he doesn't have anything to say about it. Good game is good. Well, it's your puppy. Yeah, I think I'm ready to call it for the day. I might do some streaming on the OG channel. Since Paya is gonna be doing other stuff this week. I haven't committed to anything yet because I don't know what my work schedule is gonna be like, but with any luck, hopefully it's not gonna be too bad, and maybe I can play some stuff. I know I have to finish A Night in the Woods, which that kind of has a spooky-ish atmosphere, so it kind of works for Spoopy Month. And if nothing else, I'll find some other stuff to play, and then we'll finish Night in the Woods later. I don't know. We'll see what we're feeling. Maybe I'll do something else that doesn't have to do with a lot of reading, because Night in the Woods is also a lot of reading and a lot of voices, so maybe I'll take a break, at least for a week or something. We'll see. But I saw this game and I knew I had to play it, so I'm glad you guys enjoyed it and came and had fun with me too. But yeah, just keep your eyes peeled. Join the Discord so that if I if I or some of the other allies decide to do some impromptu streams, you will get notifications on there. But you can also, excuse me, you can also ring the bell on the allies channel. You can also subscribe to this channel and the allies channel. Hit the bell on those so you get notifications when we do randomly decide to stream. And yeah, that's it, right? True. Yeah, your streaming depends on equipment. Hopefully that gets worked out quickly. It sucks to be without that and have borrowed equipment. It doesn't have all your fun stuff on it. But yeah, subscribe, do all that fun stuff.
Other than that, be sure to hydrate or dehydrate, consume food, take your medications, fix your cashew-shaped bodies, and when it comes time, get yourself some sleep. And dream of sweet monster boys that are infatuated with you. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. And I'll see you guys for the next stream. Have a good night, everybody. Bye!